Alright, guys. I'm here. Obviously, I had to get a few things going there. So, I know I was on a little bit ago. Alright, sort of. Hmm. Anyway, I thought about it all day. I was like, you know what? There's no way this is going to fit one thing, but then I thought it might be nice and courteous to let others around all of this. I have a chance to be a bit more prepared, or a little bit more steady, or a little bit more of a warning. Um, nah, cross out warning. Than what we had. Certain things are getting ready to be done. Um, and as far as nice and courteous, what I mean by that is far nicer and far more courteous than some of those around have been to many of us. With a whole bunch of these creators. Playing tee motherfucking games. Especially with, you guessed it, right? I asked nicely in the way back years ago. I gave warning. I did. It's just some shit they ain't no need for, right? Now, I know it seems to be some sort of special night or something in the streets, but I'd love to ask Ziggy. Look, the date on this is like September 23rd, 2021. Some of this is going to feel like an anniversary special. A date and a time oriented. Well, handy dandy notebook, script written ring of criminal evil operating online over many social media platforms in many high profile and active cases, pulling all the actual crimes they can manage, federal, state, local, that whole shit ton of civil. Anyway, considering it's gonna feel like that here in a minute, I just want to know from like Ziggy's standpoint, like, is this aged well? You think it's gonna age well, Ziggy? I have questions. What was that about cuffs? Oh, you were being reported to the police. I know this was one of those come hither, pull in, like the Emmas, the Ryans, the Ziggy's, the rest across platforms, Facebook, YouTube, come on. messages, see if, right? We all been here enough years. But I was like, the fuck? Who or what is a Ziggy? Now, this was meant to pull me over to her channel where she was going over old shit like an idiot. Right? I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Now, this will combine with her, was it Triggered Minds, Criminal Minds? One of them minds. Pieces of, links of, who the fuck knows, right? But anyway, yeah, it'll be a bunch of that in there too, but, and never trust a May of any variety on these streets, right? They go by many names. Anyway, you're being reported to the police for stalking Ziggy on YouTube, and I'm not the only one reporting you. I suggest you stop stalking people. If I were you, I suggest you take your page down. But don't forget, we can recover deleted chat. Watch out, we're coming for you. We have a great new pair of bracelets, one for each wrist. My response was, or what the fuck is a Ziggy? I'll ask you still, Ziggy. Who or what the fuck are you? From where I sit, I'd say you're one dumb bitch. I would. I fucking would. Now, in case some of you are unaware, I'd say, old Fred Hans Hill there, and Zig might be getting whispers of it if you're buying all the bullshit about what, they've got their usual pretend fighting, the drama shit, all that crap, it makes y'all run back and forth between rooms, get you super interested, makes you think they gotta take all their content down like Six and Zig have done. And most of you aren't smart enough to know whatever comes back if anything. It's their way of eating away all their crimes and shit, or trying to get by with at end stages after or around times they really know they fucked up, or it's run its course, whatever the hell, right? And then if they ever bring it back, y'all won't know what's disappeared. Ziggy's done this a few times. If you really think she's got Six shooketh enough to take her shit down, well, I got a fucking oceanfront property to see in Tennessee. It ain't nothing but a goddamn game. Y'all are being taken on a ride. If you think that shit's really got Six shook when Six kept her shit up even with an order in place, boy, y'all just keep eating that bullshit, alright? Anyway, I would assume a whole lot of what's occurring is that all of them may have gotten wind that looks like maybe a few bracelets are going on wrists. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Who are those bracelets falling on again, folks? I mean, I know y'all think y'all gonna eat away and leave everybody else in the middle and the small fries holding the bag that you used to fuck around. I don't think that's gonna happen for you this time, dears. But I'll tell you who has shiny bracelets for wrists. Will that be a whole lot of critters that Ziggy and Fred, few other locals, Ryan, Prayer Garden, and Jenny, Adrian, Chasing, AB, etc. Have been using locally and throughout surrounding areas. Yeah. I've sort of bitten my tongue about it for a bit now. Mm-hmm. Alright. I gotta tell you, there are certain things that look like they're wearing shiny bracelets. It gave me like the biggest breath of air in several years. Right? Ziggy, Fred, other local Players, huh? 6, your crew, your tokens. How about anybody else's? Ryan, you feeling good lately? You feeling real good about it? Hmm? I don't know. Where's Serafina the fuck at? I got questions. Y'all feeling pretty confident? It ain't gonna reach back to you? Hmm. Sure there ain't more coming? Mm-hmm. Now, I can assume some of those are happening. Probably semi is intended in order for certain stories and scripting and drama and bullshit and setup-y shit. That is probably intended, or Mr. fucking Teehee Hill himself over there and several others, including a local group, um, thought they were just fucking geniuses at the whole time. But there's many. I mean, I gave warning. I did. I gave warning, man. I told people that right. I did. I asked nicely, repeatedly. I gave hints, pebbles, all the shit. I gave enough. So maybe others wouldn't get caught up with these creators, this fuck shit, helping to scramble shit in and around Summer's case, help these creators mislead, misform, put out disinformation, overwhelm LE, etc. I did. I did. And to stop their setup-y fuck shit around script writing, notebooks, money, scamathons they've apparently had in place since like 3 minutes after Summer vanished, apparently. Um, so those and other locals who, oddly enough, were already embedded in and with this group for other cases or reasons or like fun, or even local YouTube true crimers. It's hard telling, right? So anyway, the thing is, man, I don't think this is gonna work out for you. I told you, I know Gigglebox, Tijuana Miss, and Fred Hans Hill thought they were real slick, right? Real fucking slick. And I know how y'all love using that oiled up mule ass bangy thing for buck bitch for everything, but you know, she's just a bigger of those like the CZs and everybody else's, you know. That's all she is. Anyway, but yeah, I think she slipped too many gears and I used her too far and too long. Yep. Kept promising her shit, I guess, in the background. She's losing her shit, wildly enough, conveniently enough, at every mention of a documentary through the years and other shit. And, you know, her always slipping about people going off script, or Fred being made to look like, or Andy being made, you know, it just has a flavor on it. Anyway, I don't know. You'll have to watch the last live to get some gist of that, I guess. Anyway, and what's really revolving around here? Around this amazing, fucking amazing true crime OS ending. So anyway, tonight I decided I'd come on for a bit. I would walk it and talk it my way, so I wouldn't feel so overwhelmed as I'm putting these pieces out here that I can, because they are not all. And there won't be an all until an actual conclusion is reached. And so, still yet, certain things are. Get back to this group can't weave and script write and wiggle around all of them. And, well, we can all watch them dodge left, right, and everybody can pick up phones while they call the complaint departments or service, whatever else, trying to get their asses out of or ahead of, and carts and horses, you know? We can go fucking ring phones off hooks and tell them their goddamn souls because they real fucking worried about buses and stuff, running them over, and trying to make those they're fucking with look Looney Tunes, crazy, histrionic at stop signs. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? I bet. So anyway, now there's a few things Monday night. A few. And like I said, I'm gonna be nicer to some within this little group that seems to be the major part of whatever the fuck. And well, hell, who knows what's actually behind there? There's gotta be some truth somewhere, right? Shake loose. I bet. So anyway, I'm like, what the fuck? I've had enough years of all this. So, and all that. And all the tee of all the rest of the fucking douchebags from being Hill and otherwise. Alright? I don't do fucking tee. I ain't playing no motherfucking games. I ain't ever been. I stated fully what the hell I was coming over to YouTube and Facebook. Tell them motherfuckers in the way back I wasn't playing no games, and I ain't bought none of Fred Hill shit since he come looking for an imaginary fucking doggone being you. Alright? I ain't bought none of Fred shit. I mean, I fucked up around the fanning thing. I was like, man, it has to be, right? Because other people, shots, is that, you know, but I knew what my ears heard that night too, you know, so I thought, well, but then also there was fuck shit, because it was like, well, wait a minute, we know for days all this stuff's been set out, like, you know, there are things, right, in the Shadowland. Yeah. Anyway, that's about the last tenth of anything I bought from Fred Book. Yeah. However, there are little strings in there, you know. I don't know. The boy thinks he's fucking super genius. Seems to run in their genetic code. I don't know. Him, Andy, certain things out on Van Hill. I don't fucking know. Fucking ridiculous. Do you know what it's like putting up with many of these motherfuckers with the same genetic code for my whole life? I'm just saying. And being able to recognize them all and all their shit since we were very young. All around 1 minute. So anyway, I just get real sick of it. You'd think they'd take me seriously by now. He's many decades into our lives. Like, yeah, Jody, she don't really get up to that fucking DE shit. Or, you know, she usually like, nah, dudes, I don't fucking think so. Alright? Anyway. Hey, whatever though, right? If they have the power of the group behind them. Yeah, fuck all that. I guess many of the locals felt the same, especially a certain little group. And the problem with this is, I know the plan from this group on YouTube was to leave everything hanging off on a certain group of locals. And that's not true, and it could be being scripted however the fucking locals want to goddamn play in it, and they want to do fuck shit and help them out. I don't know, but the problem is that this many years in, I have enough things, and I know enough things here, that I do not believe that to be all of it. I believe there is truth. I believe there are some keys that can fall loose. I believe some are hiding certain shit. And all of those things could potentially lead to Summer, her whereabouts, and the arrest of the right person or persons responsible. But along with that, and we'll see, I guess, in whatever's going to be considered, quote, the end. Because for those of us who actually give a shit, there's never going to be that. But I I've man, if I told y'all it's been a long few years, I think I have. But fuck that, right? Because no matter how long it feels to us, some are still missing, man. How long do you think it feels to her? So, how long do law enforcement agents and shit work in our case? And all the bullshit. I can't imagine. Can't. So, now there have been things I've posted throughout years. Okay. Pictures I've shown, and immediately, for some reason, every time I would, this group, especially some in it, have always made sure to twist or to try to flip flop it or to flip it back on us, whatever else. I can only imagine that was going to be in their zenith of the script writing and attempted setup shit, right? No. Problem here is, you know, I'm trying to woe it. I'm trying to woe it. But see, these aren't the only faces. But because I've already shown these, I'll show them again. And I know the rest that have been in this cahoot and shit uh, will obviously be aware, and they should have been throughout all these years, that I was not fucking around. Just because of what I've already posted, they should have been. But they're gonna know who they are and how well captured they were and are. And still yet some things remain unknown or unseen. And I don't think they realize how well. And maybe they don't believe me. I don't really give a flying shit. So I'm gonna start with those things, right? Things like this are local, right? These in this particular vehicle, right? This particular one at a particular time. And yep, you guessed it. Uh, that's camera. Those are security cameras, okay? Look here. They even roll and record audio and video when I'm outside with y'all. And there are some in and out. Or word. Word, not word. Oh, it's great. I love it. Anyway, I'm sure some of you locals will recognize these two. Obviously, I know some of you in the little group of tokens and fucker rounders will, right? Right. And y'all know what these so far have in common? Fred, now's your time to shine, bitch. Nah, that's fine, that's fine. I'm joking. I jest. Um, well, these, right? These. See? Yeah. These dates, too, they matter. They do. Listen, right? Love it. This will be the one. Alright. Anybody recognize? Is it yours? Is it yours? Alright. I'm just asking for friends. No, I loved your all's conversation, by the way. Um, Prior to seeing me, I was just hanging out, watching, that type of thing. This will be it. This will be it. Alright. So, anyway, and also what I had on person, all that. But the cameras, the recordings, fantabulous of your voices, your conversation, what you're pretending to be here for, all that. Oh, and then of course I did post that one Sawyer fellow that came back a few times, a couple other, more than a few, right? Now, this one's audio and conversation's even better, I gotta tell you. Many of you are like that though. But there's something about these days and such, right? Oh, there is. There is. Uh huh. There's something about these days of a blue van, too. Hey, Zig, Fred, I know it sort of looks goldish, it sort of looks silverish, but this one in particular is actually like a, a blue, but when the sun hits it, it sort of fucks with you, but it's blue. Anyway, anybody recognize any of those in it? No, but there was even closer cameras right there. Shit. There's also really good video and audio of them screaming and yelling and what they were screaming and yelling. Right? You see, I just love it. I love all the audio. I love the features. Anyway, and you can see they're already prepped coming up the road, be screaming and yelling out of it. It's fantastic, really. I think we've talked about this. Now, these particular things, this would have been around the blue van, several gold vans era of shit, right? Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Sure would have been. Mm. Now, all in certain days, times. Hmm. Now, I did. I called police at one point because, it was clear, and all of us here locally and wildly enough, some of the little token crew that's been working for him with this group since Boswell. And now, alright, been fucking around far too much. Shit was occurring to several on the ground while Fred was here in 24. Around certain times, dates, that type of shit. Oh, shit, right. But I figured out pretty quick that, there were shenanigans. Alright, there's one particular thing that goes by. It's actually an okay thing. But then there was another one associated with this fucking crew that was going by to make everything a bit harder, right? Let's call it right. And then, of course, you have Blue Van Trucker. Okay? And then at that time, you have Don, Andy, and Fred, and all the T games, and Fred seeing them, but them seeing Fred, and somebody stalking somebody, and all this shit, right? Now it gets real deep there. Anyway, uh, see, problem is, it always looks like it's Ziggy and Fred and this crew always stalking all of us. Now, that is clearly not here. That'd be around the monsters or whatever. But as you can see in that little live stream Dummy put out a while back, conversation between them and PG, right? It's clear that information's being funneled through, yeah, it looks like Ziggy and Fred, well, I mean, the rest of the crew, don't get me wrong, um, are actually the ones stalking fucking everybody else like they have for all the years. They're the ones, they're the hostesses with the mostesses. While they scream that I'm monster or everybody else just stalking them. Now, I will give you the fact that Monster's playing tee-hee with all of them. Fuck's he, right? That's his own fucking problem. That ain't a me fucking problem. Okay? Meanwhile, all these jackasses like Jenny, Adrian, everybody else, your all's crew be like, nuh-uh, Jody Souza was a stalker. Bitch, I ain't stalked none of you motherfuckers. None of you around here. And look, I will tell you what, this group of your motherfuckers holding you dumbass locals as tokens and shit, boy, they have tried some setup shit. They have tried relentlessly to get me to go to addresses, this, that, and the other, or to give y'all's business. Man, I ain't done none of that shit. And I ain't stupid. And I ain't got no reason to be stalking or going by your shits or houses or your family, your folks, or none of that shit. But I tell you what, the ones that have tried the hardest, and see, Jenny and Adrian, all them, this group just wants that to be so. They ain't ever gonna get me doing no fuck shit like that, because I ain't built like that. Alright? I was trained for a certain portion of whatever to go running after a monster, that way you can make it look like things are. That's about it. Otherwise, I ain't never been no stalker fucking type in my life. And I ain't gonna be. And I'm also not dumb enough to listen to the local group of tokens playing fuck shit with some of this crew I just showed you, and with this group to go be chasing no addresses or going by shit. Or like, I can't hear the fuck y'all saying that ain't right, and just there knowing you're fucking around with this group. I ain't gonna do it. Alright? I was born just not fucking yesterday. I can't help y'all do stupid shit like that. For this group, I can't help it. You're willing to fucking do that shit for whatever the fuck you're doing it for. That's you decisions, man. So anyway, and I mean, it's like they even like, man, they tried hard and froze on the ground to be like, man, you gotta go here. You gotta go. No, I ain't. No, I ain't. Should have sitting her ass in the goddamn box, and if I gotta go out, all things are gonna be recorded in real time. You feel me? From here to wherever the fuck and back. Hell no. Alright? Hell no. I've been telling y'all for years. I've been telling you. Now, here's the thing. There are certain dates that matter in this. Oh, yes. 24. End of it. September 20th, 22nd. Also into August, 30th, 31st especially. And then the first, the last few days of it and the beginning of October. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that one's really going to matter. So, here's the thing, dear few people. Well, hold on. Have a few more. Alright? But I just feel like fucking around fun. I would also like to ask tonight if y'all recognize your tag number from the Hawkins and Gracie. I'm just wondering. Right? You remember this? When you lifted up your shit? Oh, fuck. See it? Okay. Let's back it up. The few people I've already shown. You know what they have in common? Their jackass criminal empire on YouTube and local doofus group. of tokens playing with these dipshits. Um, what they have in common is this. Now, I got most of those you've just seen and then others. Immediately upon stepping foot here, were associating themselves. I mean, I'm talking first words. First words out of their mouth. With a Fred. Oh, yeah. Including Salyers. Wow. Bunch of you. Including those not featured. Always mentioned. Now, these few, though, like the first ones, we'll say. And, this is also during time periods and repeat rent cycles where Ziggy and Fred were trying to get us all murdered or fuck shit. But, and this crew, I mean, whatever. It's been a till as old as time. But, the thing is, all of those I just showed and then some, all immediately yeeted out the names of Fred, two other ish stalkers that I've been working with, four ran this group for, years, even before summer finished. And continuing as I can see on the streets last couple of days. Wow. So anyway, and then I'll tell you what. And then they would pretend they were looking for, oh, I don't know, potted plants. That the recordings and proof and evidence I have between Marlena and Fred. And at the same time playing TV games, certain monsters are playing games too. The recordings about certain batteries and things. Marlena? Fred? Uh-huh. And then certain things just appearing. Uh-huh. And then certain things mixed up, kin to, related to all these things. Just appearing. Lincoln. But you know what else is fantastic? Those and many others in that group, and tokens, and those, and whatever else is. Well, now see, here's the thing. I ain't after nobody's business, so I don't give a fuck what kind of recreational or lifestyle shit y'all get up to. You feel me? Uh, y'all made it a thing. Fred made it a thing. You knocked on. You stepped foot on. You wanted to be stupid. You wanted to fuck with me. You wanted to do whatever. Then by God, it's gonna be what the fuck it is. That's just how it is. I guess I'm supposed to be shooketh or histrionic at this point. It shows how well y'all know anything, like whatever. Love it, bro. It's been fantastic. Anyway, what all of y'all are associated with are certain places, we'll say, right? Namely, three very close. I know you little tokens and you all and certain little players in the group and all. I know you get what I mean, right? And such. Okay. I know you do. I'm more than sure others, whatever. Anyway, and the weird part is, it's one of the places Fred places himself at. But see, I know he's known to visit all of the closer three things throughout all the years, along with most of the token group y'all have acquired fucking around. So, that's a you all problem. However, recently, otherwise, Fred was talking about actually being there on June 15th, one of the three places. Well, that's all fun and dandy. See, I didn't need anybody to tell me certain planted things from tokens or Marlena or Fred Realm and whatever else. I didn't need anybody to tell me that was associated with certain things. I've fucking lived here and around here long enough, motherfuckers. What the fuck? Okay. Like, alright. You know? Yeah, alright. Anyway, so yeah. Now, I know Fred and Ziggy have had a good old time with this shit fuck shenanigan crap. Not for and with the whole crew. Alright? And all the little tokens acquired by all the little team working together and playing the locals like a fiddle. Those who ain't catching up, ain't catching on, or just want to use them like they're using them, I don't give a shit what good goddamn reason anybody's doing it for. I ain't fucking having it no more. Like, whatever. People can be pissed if they want to. We'll talk about it. Anyway. Now, I gave warning. Now, I know it's crew things, hey, and they're always after who this, that, and the other, who we're talking to, or who we're not, but I will tell you live and in real time, every one of you jackasses of the little token crew mentioning a Fred and another, yeah, and like the two-ish, playing with this group for a long time. Um, every one of you in real time and immediately, we're just passed on to the right chain. Quietly, no histrionics. Real time, my dears. Because I ain't a dumb bitch. And I know the scent of Fred fuckery and group fuckery when I find it. And then what was great was like, well, better do it quietly without fanfare. Nothing for the group to be able to grab a hold of, get in front of, anything like that, or any warning, really. Now, I'm not going to even apologize for that. You should not have stepped foot around me, period. Or been fucking around with me or mine, period, for and with this group. And then for whatever reasons you're doing it, you goddamn little dope head token group. You feel me? Good. But don't make one goddamn mistake here. I mean what I say. And then as soon as you stepped here, I was like, no, we're gonna be nice. I know it's crossed the white line. I was told whatever's crossed the white line's mine. I didn't do that. It was best not to do that and to give this group the reaction things they want to set off. It was best just to pass quietly out. And I guess because I acted like, y'all just kept doing whatever. I gave you warning on here and otherwise. I posted. I was continued. Y'all are continuing still. Let's not pretend you ain't. Alright? Now, the thing is, man, I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate none of it. I don't care what bones anybody's gonna pay. This is some bullshit. The thing is, our all stupid bones are all wrong, and, you know, you were set off by a bunch of fucking creators to do stupid shit and all the other shit. I can't. There's a whole lot there, of course. But, there's something darker and dirtier and deeper than all that. There is. Yeah. Now you'll notice several of these characters are one. Now I told some young locals and others to grab that little thing I mentioned the other day before Ziggy hit all her shit with her and PG's conversation, right? Her and Fred's, whatever. Not even remotely all of it. I just, whatever. There's a reason, and it's because Fred mentioned a whole lot of these characters. And well, many can place Fred as being tightsy with them, and they are as well with other players in the token group and otherwise, and certain related pile of whatever the hell was going on right here. Man, you know how many times that one has been on the local news, been like aggravated armed burglars? Like, that dude ain't no good, man. Alright, but then what happened when some of that was added, or Fred, we were talking about online? You know, it was, oh, well, it's just because it make me look more whatever. But you know what? Those are all his dope buddies and everybody else's shits and people they hung out with for fucking years. You know, ain't got shit to do with me. But that's all part of the script, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Indeed, it is. Now, I can tell you that because, well, if you were in the way back before I even started YouTube, it's pretty apparent what the plan was. Especially after I pissed them all off, the MGO crew and Boots on the Ground and the Seraphinas and all the creators and shoved their whole scamathon up their asses and all the things, right? People are mad. They're still mad. Ask me if I give a shit. I'm still pretty pissed that two monster ass neighbors set the whole world upon the entire community around them to take attention off themselves or whatever the fuck else. I don't give a damn why. And fed all this out to the goddamn wolves, unbeknownst to a whole lot of us. And then we started being fucking tracked down, hunted like goddamn animals, toe tags, cash signs on them by a goddamn group we didn't even know was coming to this, you know, didn't understand any of that shit. By strangers across the fucking world. Bunch of goddamn criminals. Worse than any of us around here ever fucking thought about being, with longer fucking records, acting as creators, and they're gonna solve this case, and they're gonna do that, and they're gonna say blah 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 blah, and hearts and prayers, and ones and twos and chats, and well, they fleece the fucking world and do whatever else, man. You know, and destroy the. I just can't, man. Yeah, you know. A bunch of fucking weirdos around the goddamn world then decided to view that as entertainment too, and still do, I guess. I I gotta tell you, it doesn't look like anyone in any of these cases prior to Summers' fears, Summers overlapping with or continuing on since she vanished, have the true community members, witnesses, neighbors, those who know this, all this in these communities. I don't think any of them, not the parents, not this, you know, nobody, not law enforcement, have ever found it fucking entertaining. Nobody. I don't know what the hell the rest of the world's problem is. I Y'all do you though, alright, boo boos? So anyway, I'll just tell you that it looks like, because, you know, I'm just saying certain things are being made right on up. Alright? Certain things absolutely on recording, playing with Monster and getting word back to and form with this group and appears, because Fred, the little teehee group in between, the token group, whatever, others playing with this group for several years, da da da, before even Fred got away. Anyway, and such, you know. Lena is a bunch of fuck shit. I just, I've got enough, man. But patience is supposed to be a fucking virtue. I've tried to have patience. Oh. But there are some things I knew were volatile enough to the best thing I could do was just under the radar with it and still make sure it was being, instead of fully compiled until or when or whatever else, and then instead it was yeeted off in real time quietly. No histrionics necessary. Throughout all the years this has been occurring, since into summer, fall, etc. of 24. This particular cycle. Now, and that was because I sort of understood immediately, especially after certain things appeared in between those dates, what the fuck was probably going to be script written and happening and all this other shit and by the script, and that, you know, all the things and to be able to insert in a way that, you know, yeah. So I was like, no, I don't think so. We're gonna nip this in the bud. So that's make no mistake, everything in real time is occurred. You do hear me, right? Fred, Ziggy, Marlena, anybody else, token crew, etc., other players, right? And I'm dead ass serious. Don't think I'm bluffing. This is not a goddamn card game. To keep your fucking shenanigans at a minimum. Unfortunately, still has to play out even still, I guess. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But I do know certain things been occurring that some of the biggest weights you've ever seen lifted. Like, it's like, Jesus. You know? Like, I'm an atheist, but I'm like, praise Jesus. You know? Finally. I don't know. Maybe it's all been a bridge too far. Since y'all wanted to fuck around since last fall and certain shit to the depth you did. But how long was that going on? Was that shit really inserted and embedded in probably around the same time period in 24 with weird money movements too, you think? I don't know, considering the way things are and what's in the back. I don't know. 24 was a weird year, am I right? Ryan, Prayer Garden, I see you. Z, Fred, Token Locals, mm, all the crew, right? All of them, six. And then how you feeling back here, buddy? Jenny, Adrian, you got anything to fucking say about it? Justin, where's Justin? Old McDonough had a pig farm. Yeah, uh-oh. Jensen out there, you weren't? Anybody got Where about the Jensen? Jensen? I don't know. Whatever. He ain't a fucking Padalecki. I know that. So anyway, y'all, I'm just like no Dean or they in the episode. There's a bunch of strange things. Anyway, so AB, anybody? Mega, no. Where's the moon? A muffin? Can we get some of that up near? What? Sunflower, you out there? Connie Hilliker. Calling Connie Hilliker. Is that a Connie Lynn? I don't know. Oh, wait. Probably busy over in Sebastian's case right there. Or, well, you're always busy in all of them, aren't you? So many goddamn Lyns around here, too, ain't they? It's amazing. They do love their Linux software. Fucking love it. It's fantastic. Anyway. So, oh, Lord. Alright. Anyway, I thought, like I said, we'd take a brisk walk around these streets. Or the old ones. We'll just reminisce. We will. Speak of the devil, and it shall do a thing. Speaking of one of the devils, y'all ever seen a Sasquatch shit in the woods? Like a fucking straight up meth head, 45 times goddamn prison inmate from Florida. And let alone the like 3,000 jail stints. Y'all ever seen a Sasquatch shit in the woods? You ever seen it? It's great. Look at that fucking stupid shit. Love it. It's great. I'm sorry, it was just randomly there. But anyway, here we go. We're gonna get back to this fucking van of yeehaw yellers, alright? And see after I, called one thing and actually called it in. Uh, and then, well, no. Okay, I'll say called in. I'll say called in. We'll go with that. Anyway, but I had the okay one and not the others, right? So I was like, well, fuck. And when I figured that, and it was just that moment that you had to be there. This thing's passed by. So anyway, I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna do this the other way. So I did it the other way. Anyway, so this blue van here, Yeehaw Yellers. Alright. Now, I'm sure y'all recognize certain things, maybe. You know. So maybe. Alright. Anyway. Oh, I forgot some of you. There's these and thems. Those and theys. I don't know. Listens, yeah. These yahoos. Alright, these fucking yahoos. Anyway. Not to mention a couple red trucks, this, that, and the other. So many things. Alright. Anybody like recognize the needle mark track hands? Anybody? Alright. Alright. Anyway. I love it. I loved the screenshot from the internet she did. Like, it just popped up on that. She titled it, and this is where she slipped, right? This is one, sort of. I've known it's been up everyone, but anyway. She titled it, If Only It Were That Easy. Look at Ziggy. She's so happy with herself. She's happy with herself. Love it. Just love it. And I know y'all noticed she's got the extra little, like, Ben Hill dick grippers that grow in her mouth, but, bro, what is going on with that? And I know all of our shit's going a little funky these days, but man, I'll tell you what. Alan's got some shit happening there, bro. So anyway, oh, and I left out a few, y'all, because this is gonna matter, right? Y'all remember, this is, one of the ones. Fred, Ziggy, Fred, I know you know. I know some of you token crew know. I know that blue van knows. Oh, yes, they do. At that time, anyway. They know some of. Or should, if they listened at all. I don't know. It's whatever. This feller here, we affectionately call him the blind pole guy with the two clean bottom shoes, no tan lines, naked walking down the road. We also call him the guy that Fred then got on lives and phone calls show Ziggy being like, "You got FBI cameras up at the house next door on the fucking telephone poles, Jody." No, I got you, you dumb fuck. Dropping off this fella. He's also known as the your shovel don't make sense, sir. That ain't the right type of being doing jobs with, sir. That didn't realize all of y'all were being witnessed and photographed about 16 different goddamn places of certain Freds getting up out of fucking vehicles, let this fucking Yahoo out to, I don't know, skis locations that have to do with Fred, Marlene, and a battery. Y'all want to talk about it? Marlena, do I need to play those fucking recordings, girl? Fred. Oh, wait, that Fred was on live. He was on many of them talking about he was helping Marlena. Y'all remember that? What was he helping Marlena with again at that time? uh-huh. Anyway, so, I don't know. Whatever the fuck, right? But this feller here, this feller, you know, he was let out in front of witnesses that Fred and the Blue Van crew did not realize it's happening, or were seeing them. Multiples at that. They had no fucking clue. Because Fred's an idiot, and so are these fuck faces. The Blue Van fuck faces at that time. Several using it. But Fred actually got out of a vehicle, etc. This feller, I don't know. I believe the story goes he's supposedly working on whatever, blah, blah. But there was nothing happening. No neighbors had hired any handyman necessary. Damn sure wasn't walking up the road ever. Yeah. No sweat, no tan lines, smoke working all day. Pants didn't fit well. If you are doing shoveling work, bro, and you're stepping, these are not the type of shoes you're going to use to stomp on a shovel down on the ground. That wasn't even right. That you should have seen the second one. It was great. No, this is a Fred and Blue Van Critters Scoper Outer. That's what the fuck this was. Right? Oh, yes, it was. Now, that fella damn sure wasn't doing anything locally. That shovel was not yet. It's just too much. Those shoes, did they look like I had there? I'm just saying. Anyway, and you don't stop and you don't go up the road and then stop and let someone out. You don't do that. Then how they walking down front and see, oh damn it, Fred and Blue Van Crew, Ziggy. Come on now, come on. I love the tea. It's fantastic. Anyway, If only were that easy. Right, Zig? Fred? Yeah. Right? Look, when the sun hits it, how it sort of transforms from blue to a silvery. Right? Love it. Anyway. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. And, sitting there. Looks like me. What y'all hitting that thing? It's fun. Anyway, can we talk about the door handles, man? Can we just talk about those? What's up with windows, all that? I don't know. I have questions. Alright. Doesn't matter either way, but yeah. There we go. That's definitely up there in Indiana, but it's cool. It's cool. Everybody scream! Right? Alright. So that was the other day. Now, and now remember how Ziggy was supposed to come down and get one of the vehicles? Right? At those times, dates. You remember that? And get it back for, I don't know, probably Fred got charged for some shit or fuck around with too many. Wildly enough, some of the token crew there also working on the other sector anti-Fred. Who really knows what the truth is? They were swearing that Fred was terrorizing the shit out of them too. Now, word on the street was Fred was terrorizing the fuck out of Minnie while here. That would include Laura. Word says on the street at gunpoint, otherwise dragging her places. I don't know. It's all between them, I guess. Ish. It gets funny though, right? Now, the true dates on these are sort of like, you'll have like August 31st, August 30th. And like I said, you also have the end of September and going into the first parts of November. Or no, September and the first parts of October. Sorry. These will all matter. They will. Now, what's even funnier, and by funny I mean fuck, what the hell were you thinking, Ziggy, Fred? Now this is on September 20th of 2024, right? I don't know if y'all see it. You know, see it? Alright. This one's, what's for dinner tonight? It had been, streamed just a couple hours before. I took that screenshot. I had 866 views at that time. Yep. See, streamed 3 hours prior. 866 views. What Ziggy and Fred thought was tee fucking funny, though, around the 20th of that month, was putting little Freddy Boy's comment up on top of the screen, which is what caught my eye, and the reason I screenshot, because it stopped there. It was Fred there, Mr. T. fucking Hill himself, right? Oh yeah, Mr. T. fucking Hill. JSB, you would love to know what I'm doing right now. Do you have your new cameras ready? Bunch of laughing emojis. Now, why on earth would Fred at the 20th of that month, while shit's occurring here? Oh, God. And then he's on live Ziggy. Ziggy slips, tells where he's been turning around at too, even though I never said where, when, or anything. She says, yeah, he turns at church just like I did when I was there. Oh, I don't know, stalking Jody Sue. Teaching her kid how to stalk and scream it. Right? It's great. So anyway, why on earth would Fred and Ziggy think it was funny? Huh? Why would Fred think I need a Jody Sue, Tee Hans Hill, wants to know. You'd love to know what I'm doing right now. Do you have your new cameras ready? For what? With you, Marlene, and that crew, and some of which I just show. What are you up to? What were you up to, dear? Oh, you and Marlene, everybody else in that crew and the Tater Tot Token crew, y'all thought you was smooth, right? Especially with this luxurious OSINT team of setup-y, tampering, repeated rinse, repeat cycles of the Jenny Adrian horseshit with Ryan and crew and PG and the rest of them. Are you fucking serious? Damn, I know y'all tried hard on this. I know you did. Bless your hearts. I know. I hate to disappoint you. Continue trying to scriptwrite this shit. Please, dear. I beg you. Oh no. Beg. Please try to bring that probable intended version to life. I'm sure y'all, some of you recently thought some of y'all have had a hand of that, and to where it ended just like, no. I'm going no. Anyway, y'all go ahead. You try tea and finish script right now. Anyways, you can at least see from what I've shown here, if anything further happens with that shit, to further scriptwrite or fuck or do anything nefarious in any way to me and mine by this group or Fred or goddamn Ziggy Hill or the Token crew, looks like Jody Sue's got enough to prove. And what you all have not yet seen proves. I ain't crazy. I ain't goddamn histrionic, and I have compiled like a goddamn champion. Your voices, your faces, your past bys, recordings of Marlena, Fred, the stupid shit Fred teeing with the group, and Ziggy's, her little gear slips, and Ryan's and helpful critters of the crew, including PG and otherwise AB and such, right? So many others. I don't think y'all gonna be able to pull it off. I love that y'all try to make it this manufactured horseshit, crazy, histrionic, all these years. I ain't. And, well, I got enough. And then so much more you've not seen and will not be privy to. So that none of you can tee the fuck around it. But I'm sure you get the gist, right? Those critters playing this and with, before, and whatever else, I don't know what to tell you. But I do have you verbally associating yourselves instantly with, I don't know, little players there. And then I have, it gets even better because the little players you mentioned, they also recordings of them associating with you and recognizing you and all the beautiful fucking things and doing things and clearly and obviously in recordings playing with and for and this group and in touch with the creators while doing it and all right. Now, um, also what we have here is let me see if I yeeted it on over. I might have. Oh yeah, yeah. See the date and time on this matters too, Ziggy and Fred. This will be September 17th of 24. Okay. All right. Now I know some of you in the back already wear this one, but this would be Ziggy putting up 5:45 p.m. Jess lays on her cat shit mattress. Again, I have witnesses. Eyeballs. I love it, Ziggy. Ziggy was wrong, and well, that's a fucking lie no matter who it was intended or whoever was fucked up. But you see, the problem is, I know they're wrong, and I know that certain things were sent to get around certain things. Then certain things drop it out, and then these motherfuckers just, like usual, they want to say horrid shit that ain't true. So I was like, yep. See, this is one of those fucking clues, Ziggy, Fred, of who you've sent anywhere, around places intentionally. Y'all slick, huh? Real slick. Love the tea. But that wasn't true. But, I did things. Gave me the clue I needed. Of oh, and then oh, and oh. Now, if that ain't fucking stalking, though, implying you've got eyes on the man, you're just sitting. Now, which one little token critter group would that be, y'all? Which thing sent where, what, when? Yeah. All right. I'm just saying. And as you'll see, I believe this live, like I said, September 20th, etc., So, anyway, if only were that easy, eh, Ziggy? Yeah, bitch. I told you that bitch done been slipping too many gears, man. For all the years, quite frankly. Now, yeah, so, I'm over that portion for now. Oh, and just in case anybody doubts me, I'm getting a bit sleepy. I'm here. Ugh. Messenger. Is it this one? Might be. No, I'm not gonna play all the things. Alright. But I just want to let y'all know that I'm not urban fucking around. Alright. uh, oh, this is one of my favorites, man. I don't know if I ever showed y'all this. I might have. I might have. There's certain things, right? Certain dates, times, shit that starts happening, right? After Ziggy, Fred, Token Crew, doing fuck shit and around summer shit and all this locally, it all associate back to certain places, been knowing. But, man, I ain't, like, it was wild. I'm like, the fuck? She's been living here since certain Fred, Fiend, and friends of Crypto, like, oh, this is one of them. This is wild. Took me a bit. That night I watched it to do, because there were people missing. Okay. And because of the lights and the way things went, thought people went one way, but they actually went that. Man, you will not believe where these motherfuckers actually ended up. You wouldn't believe. But this shit, right? You'll see this shit. Okay. Look at this fucking, you know, do you see this dude? And look, you can't even get, like, there was one or so left in that vehicle, but then we thought, watching it, that other one was the person that got it. No, that motherfucker yeeted in front of blinding blue lights. Took me a bit to figure out where that motherfucker, like, oh, look at him, like, jump out. He's like, fucking cops reenactment shit, bro. It's crazy. Look at this dude. And then see, because of the blue lights, like, look at him just walking steady. See this shit? But we're all blinded by blue, so anyway, I don't know. So, I don't know. As well. I had to watch it a few times to be like, holy shit, no. Went one way and still got, Anyway, this is, y'all up some motherfuck shit, ain't ya? Fred tokens and crew that frequent certain places that want to be fucking around with everybody else. Somehow, wildly enough, I'll wind up in doing weird shit. Summer stuff. I don't know. Charles tokens, all of them. You tell me. All right. And I know last time I showed a few things. I mean, I know I showed the video, and the audio, I believe, of the Wonder truck. It was like zooming and then killed the cat on purpose. All that shit. That motherfucker. Right. Killed my poor Ernie's mama, bro. Mm-mm. Not happy about that. Anyway. They thought they were cute, though. People be mad. They can do whatever with the token crew, but by God, first time sometimes you say shit about them now, like revving and shit, no crazy shit. Whatever, man. Um, I don't remember if there's anything else on this one or not. I wanted to show per se tonight. Mm, nope, nope. Let me see here. me see. Now, this is one of my favorites. This has Gavel and Benny and Scott H and Ziggy all together, right? Oh, it does. It does. Anyway, this is a snippet from that one.
Though for the number of years you served and stuff, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're all
you're
going
right.
through and searching prison records to find out, what prison I was in and everything like that.
I don't know. You'd have to Scott H. I guess at a point, not only was he a
On Mondays, I've got the AA hotline, so I try not to do any lives. Or was Cam and Allie had emailed me earlier wanting to know.
some days like
I did that.
Oh,
yesterday.
I probably, yeah, it looks like I did watch like a big part of it. Okay, because I haven't pulled
Usually
out.
during the day on Mondays, Well, now I picked up another shift on the hotline.
Don't forget he watches all the trails, he works the lows, he flips houses, but he can't afford beans when he comes online. He can sit naked in a spaghetti chair or some shit there. So anyway, I don't know, I guess Cornell at
I
one
well
point.
know for the number of years you served and stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's
So now they're all
yeah, you're
going
right.
through and searching prison records to find out, what prison I was in and everything like that.
Who knows what he meant by that? I know. Alright.
Sexualized, overly sexualized.
Oh, this is one of my favorite bits. This is one of my favorite bits. This is a, oh, and you will not believe who all's in here. And the way back, right? Now, this is a portion of that. Alright. Mm-hmm. By this point, and this is sent to me by a helper, of a setuper, of a bomb brought in by chasing him database me quicker because Team wasn't getting the work done. And sent everybody. I have the full, so it doesn't matter, but found this quick. Thought, you know what? It's perfect. But this is, old Ziggy. Doing what Ziggy does best. Telling lies, bullshit, weaving. Some reason targeting the fuck out of me. And mine and her and Fred and lies. I just, the amen to that.
Thing.
Alright, what do you want? Mama wet. Mama wet. Mama wet. I know. Dude. Come on. Alright, lay down if you must. We'll try to endure this together.
Thing. There was. Could have sworn I had more. What I was really wanting to show you guys was.
Oh, look, there's McBro and Pam O'Connor and Angels for Justice. I just fucking love it. It's amazing. Right? Brown Skittle. Sherry with a C. Oh, damn. Look at that. There's a fucking Scott H in the Ziggy's. Cahooting away. Oh no. Not all the worst critters that Scott and Ziggy really built, like the crystals and the D's and the nature nuts. And God, there was one I come across. Oh, let's not forget Overlooking Eyes, right? The one that also changed back for like Becca's Overlooking Eyes, the bullshit story that came about, oh, I don't know what, in 24. Never got around to telling how Z took her people for writing on it. Fall to Andy where, oh, God, I come across that one from the first days I was on YouTube doing fuck shit with this crew, too. Don't get me started. Anyway, there's Scott H. They're talking about a Brandon and it being him, blah, blah, blah. Fucking McBro, though. That's Monster's body, and the rest of the crew is fine. Here. Barbie on the West Coast. Mama OG. You know.
I don't even know if I should show this. Well,
Look at all of this beautiful.
I had
the deal says, I don't know that there's no better feeling than at least getting a good job.
Okay. Here's an example of what is all over. I swear, like everywhere. I can't believe nobody's brought it up. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she's an adult woman, whatever. It's okay, I guess. But when it seems to be a common theme that everybody thinks they're so sexual, and it's just okay. So you get the
Imagine that falling out of this fucking whore's mouth. She's always like, everything's so sexual and over sexualized around summer. Bitch, you rode Fred Hill's dick off Ben Hill. You fucking rode a dick for 10K for green card purposes. You were playing pretend straight roommate with the unicorn fucker up there in Missouri or Indiana, where the hell that was. You took your daughter to a fucking Airbnb to fuck some dude she ain't ever met. To have a good time in a hot tub on the Slub's dime on Summer's name, all of our names in destruction. Like, you were trying to fuck Rap and everybody else in Jim's poor little memorial blanket. Over sexualized, you say? Bitch, I know street corner hookers that are less fucking sexualized and more expensive and work harder than you. Alright? For starters, I love that you're committed to the role, though, Ziggy. It's great. Alright? You out there. It's fine. But this shit was entirely fake. Like her Andy and Jody Sue are getting it on again. Like, what, last year before, in order to get others to actually dox figure, all that shit. This is what they do, right? She tries to get others looking at, and it'll look like they're putting out the wrong info to get others interested. And let me tell you, Benny then did pieces, others did, da 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 da. This is not the right person. It's not even my family, the ones they're implying it's about. They're implying they're a dominatrix, sub, they're sex, there's shower pics of them to try to make us all look like perverts, weirdos, whatever else. And I gotta tell you, ain't none of that's the case anyway. I don't give a shit how many women out here in the world have OnlyFans at this point. I don't care if you want to put up fully nudes on your Facebook. I don't care if you're into dom and sub lifestyles. I don't care if you're in loofah communities, ma'am. I don't care if you're a stripper. I don't care as long as you are happy and everything's consensual. I don't know what's up with the Prude Nation shit going on. Y'all miss me with it. They ain't no woman like Ziggy got no room up. She needs to be doing something else with her fucking time. Alright? Especially not using shit like that to make people look sus or weird or creepy or anything else, whatever, right? And to do hate train shit, nonsense, and obvious known lies. She knew before she did this it was a lie. Just like when she pretended that certain vehicle was parked at a certain house, tried to say it's meaning, then Andy gets over in Crystal's trying to dox vehicles, just placed it, nobody get all that shit, but they did. That way they can do the buffer system, right? It's what they do by this material. What they wanted was real things looked up and shit. And boy, I tell you, dates on this, Sig. Anyway, so, I don't know. You think this was for summer? I mean, I know tonight she put in, I knew I'd give everybody updates. And I hit all my content because people shouldn't be twisting it. All of it's been about summer. Really? No. No, this is about targeting, stalking, federal crimes, civil shit. Worse than 6-up's ever done to you, motherfucker. I gotta tell you, I ain't seen 6-up get her own ass in a car with her minor children and drive by and do helpful how-to get-to videos. Yellow, I've not seen her. You know, I mean, like, seriously, I mean, you and Six are the same motherfucker. Don't get me wrong. But there's certain shit. I see Six tacking and targeting your kid all the time, trying to use YouTube to do the dirty work. But you've done and gone further than that group, all that group, on all of us and my kid. You have tried to get on it. You've done the worst shit, man, on earth to other human beings, and it wasn't a damn bit of it about summer. You, Fred, none of it. It's about those documentaries or the money or the millions or the Amazon wish lists or the setup shit or whatever gets your all's too tiki and beans flick. And the rest of the crew and creates the drama, the content, the crime. No matter who it destroys, what it destroys, or what case you all are trying to annihilate and insert and embed in. That's the fuck about it, right? So she's gonna miss me with that short up tonight. Alright? And I can't even believe her or any of the rest yet. Like, really, this court shit? Seriously? Anyway, so this continued fuckery, right?
As a dominatrix and a man that's in handcuffs. We'll just get that off the screen. But look what she says over here.
Look at Nightbot. PayPal me, Athena, do this, do that, wish list, da 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 da, right? Yeah, Ziggy and Casey Miller were also monetized her entire fucking channel because that fake DCS shit didn't quite do it. She monetized on my name with the DV and cancer all in the same breath. Alright, monetized shit out of her channel. While going over all my shit off Facebook, you know, it's. Yeah, and she's done it for years. Okay? And then it was all playing nicey, like, you know, it was never gonna work. It wasn't never gonna work out between me and you, girl. Like, she tried to come here and be like, I'll take you and your daughter out of it. Bitch. I'll hear some low class hillbillies or some shit. I've never been to a Burger King or a Mexican joint before. My gosh, it's the finest cuisine. This bitch is more fucking low class white trash than anything she ever thinks she. Look, the only thing lower than her is Fred fucking Hill. Alright, and even that boy's had better. So anyway.
She says, oh no, my man, I love being the dom. Sometimes it's fun to be the sub, just to change up. So hard to find friends to play with, LMAO. Okay. That it would be different if it was just like once in a while thing, like, you know, her whole Facebook is like full of this. I'll show you. Like, just what I'm talking about. I took it, I mean, just so overly sexualized. That's all she has. I'm talking about her mom, Tracy's mom.
And she was trying, but she knew this was wrong. Wrong intro, wrong everything, da 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 da. Right? She was doing it on purpose. And to make us look all some type of way out in the public for somebody. This is not true. It wasn't real. It was infuriating. It's part of the cycle that led to certain heart attacks. Her, the red truck shit, Tiffany Marie, property shit, all this crap. Talk about real life. Talk about extremes, right? Okay. And her always playing, everybody being like, she's just a dip. She don't know better. She's innocent. Poor Ziggy. No. I need you all to understand you are in true crimeville here. And if you can't suss out a goddamn con, a buffer system, anything like the tricks they use, and how they're doing this systematically from room to room, right? And then Ziggy will put out often, and so others, strict, they put out the wrong info, but that way it gets people to do the right info that they all know about and all this, and then so then they can all be like, hands off, see, and then they'd be like, kidding me, I was just wrong, whoopsies, fair use, entertainment purposes, da, da, da. But by that time it had already hit how many eyes? I don't know. Top chat at that time was 438. All right, and anyway, so yeah, here's Scott. Uh, in this chat too, Level and all them, we're going about how they couldn't wait until Andy made his
These are just,
and how I was gonna act online.
this right here is just a screenshot of like all the, you know how you can take a screenshot of all the, or where you can see all the pictures in one. Let's just some of them. That is Jody's mom. So, yeah, very sexualized, overly sexualized.
Not true, not even in the least. But anyway, shit, Ziggy is very known for doing this. Her and Six Up even do that shit between each other, so does, the vehicle shit. But then you get Monster going over and trying to dox it with Becca himself over in Crystals, who this bitch and Scott H have built up. And, you can hear Ziggy even a couple weeks ago directing D and others. Her and Scott built up together. Weird, huh? Continued patterns. Right. Anyway, I believe, let me see here.
Fred just texted and said, Jody, Sue, and Andy, I'm going to see that Summer gets her justice, he said. So that's a message to you guys, Jody, Sue, and Andy. Fred's going to make sure. So, I mean, you shouldn't have a problem with it. You should be happy, right? That should be great news, right, Dawn, Candace, Jody, Sue, and Andy?
Ouch, Ziggy, what year was that again? Fred was still having a text. I believe that was Valentine's Day of 24. And then when Fred finally got raging loose on the ground, boy. Now that was after Ryan was holding him in jail and all the electronics play, all the shit, and Serafina and all the shit, while Ryan was trying to get his ass around. And up to Ben Hill himself and jerking off Monster, and yeah, Serafina in between. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Anyway, but yeah, that sounds pretty threatening to me, don't it? You?
From what I understand, Andy used to drive her to locations that do whatever she did with guys. I don't know if that was just stripping, or if there was more involved. I mean, I wasn't there, but I've heard.
No, she made up. That's never happened. I know Ziggy sells her ass for green cards and for tokens off Ben Hill with meth dicks and for dogs not old enough to take off Ben Hill, all that, right? But some of us have never ever sold our ass a day in our lives. No shit. Danced? Absolutely. Those are entirely two different things. I'm sorry you don't have the self-confidence to do it, but you did have enough to run cons with your gay for pay dude up there at the Unicorn, right? You were good at cons then. I believe you also stole money off strippers and got in line when men were handing out $100 bills in the crowd, and then you were stopped and asked about all that shit. Like, what y'all do? Go to the MGL school of no self confidence and highway robbery? I don't know. Either way, I am not in any way ashamed or feel bad about being a dancer back in the day. But one thing I never done is sold my ass. As far as I can tell, this one was sell her ass for anything. And I gotta tell you, if ever I sold my ass, it damn sure would be for well over 10K. I'm just saying. Ain't never gonna happen though. But, I love it, right? It's another thing to, put out intentionally and to make I and others sound other ways. She's implying to the world that I guess Andy was pimping me and I was a prostitute. Ain't that something to put out there? Does that fall under fair use entertainment? Oh, oh my God, y'all. Tell me, even if that were true, how in the world would it help Summer? It was decades ago that I was a dancer. Yeah. So tell me, no matter what that time period, or out in 24 when Ziggy was putting out this false, lying bullshit, right? Um, Not caring whose reputation I was destroyed, and don't forget what Laura said about me being sold as a kid, which is also a lie. But I'm sure somebody had Laura do that for a few bucks, because well, that one's. I don't probably did it a few times. anyway, so yeah, I just you tell me how that was supposed to help find Summer again, or was all about Summer? Anybody? Please do tell. I'd love to know. Guess it's all supposed to find Summer, like when they all acquire Jose, and bring him about with like 6 extra months of story. Or Monster can't remember shit until they make him aware of everything. And like I don't know, half the other fucking illustrious characters that have add-ons, add-ins, twizzle fucked, bunch of goddamn lies, you know, yada yada. Eh, fucking Hills. I don't even know about that bastard. All he wanted was that kid to make money off of, and he's still doing. I don't know. He's a piece of shit. Anyway, and then I don't know, man. I really don't. But I guess all that's supposed to help summarize. Or how about the latest fucker y'all pulled this last fall? Insert and embedded messengers, inboxes, hampering and hindering and tampering once again, like always throughout the years. How far did y'all go with that? All of you. Hmm? I guess ICU's just all around the place in all the cases. Beating on hoods and Quentin Simons and doing fuck shit in every case, and hearing Summers and Sebastian's and Layla's all in head research for me, Justin Ryan, Welcome Everywhere, PG, you name it, right? Helping Justin get his teeth kicked in by Nancy Grace's all that. I don't know. I'm sure ICU was just in all the inboxes and all the community and still is just to help Summer. Alright. Sure. Sure. Yeah, I don't recall any of the cases, any of these same people this group has worked that they've actually been responsible for any of the cases being solved. anything good at me every time, actually. Law enforcement, families, communities, witnesses, neighbor, everybody else is always like, get the fuck out. We fucking hate you. Go the fuck away. Nah, that's really the only thing they all do each and every case, including, Guthrie's right now, oddly enough. And otherwise, that's it. That's really their claim to fame. They'll always pretend it's not so, but it is so. These motherfuckers ain't closed a goddamn thing. They ain't found any. They've left a few children's remains out there still missing to this day, even with people in prison cells for their murders. I ain't seen them go back with their selfie sticks or their fucking little submarine equipment or new cameras or drones or any of that shit or boots on the ground searching for that. No, they just moved on. Hope y'all forget. And chances are they played a great role in those children's remains still being out there and everything not being closed quickly, or following a natural timeline. And they have gotten worse and worse with each case, and the longer they've been allowed to get away with this shit, and they stopped going, quote, the natural course for the case. Now their objective really is to destroy and annihilate it, and to create as much content as they can, and they're fairly confident that getting eyes on them to this degree, they're still not going to have consequences for it. So they're getting ballsier and ballsier, and absolutely with the objective of setting up shit, tampering shit, trying to mislead law enforcement and otherwise courts, judges, misusing services, hindering, tampering. I mean, they're just pretty goddamn confident about the whole thing, right? And the more confident they get, I don't think it'll stay that way forever. I've watched changes over the years. I know things in person. I think what's being seen now shows, but also I'll let you know that in every case, you remember in the way back, any of y'all have been here all these years, remember when I told Chase / Brad Vachon, I was like, bitch, are you stupid? You know you're just a local moronic idiot who's helped them in a couple cases around Jamie Wilson and otherwise, right? Yeah, Q the McDonough and whatever, Axe Rocks, whatever, BK, fucking Trish Web Sleuth shit, right? Yeet off of the evidence and linkages there to that hot ass fucking con scheming motherfucker that's revolving around Twister and Chase and Cam and Alley and the rest and whatever else. Anyway, that anybody should be able to tell. Well, I just can't with all that. But anyway. And in several cases prior to Summers, that's why everybody was always like, Chase started at YouTube just a day or two before. So yeah, it's because he was coming to the Boswell shit with you bunch of freaks, motherfuckers. So anyway, but I told Chase back then, I was like, you realize you dumb son of a bitch. And there's something wrong here, and I know you think you're big boy now. And you threatened me and shit. I was like, but you know they're gonna throw you off the fucking bridge like a bag full of kittens, right? You're gonna be left on the bag. That's what they do with buffers, dear. It's the same thing as like any criminal organization does. The mids, the little local tokens and shit, the street corner fellers, they're the ones that take the fucking hit, while the big boys go and skirt the fuck off and often get by with. That happens in each and every one of these cases. I mean, look at fucking Eileen's dumbass. Look at others, right? Meanwhile, the little researchers, the privileged ones, the whatevers, the hidden behind the screens tamperers, your content creators, your beloved ones that wear hats and go under names and have equipment and all that, all that bullshit they get away with, right? It's like, honestly, Kim and Ellie done the same way. They played it. I just, I mean, and some of these local creators should be done the same way by the time this is done. They've already petrified a few, blackmailed more than a bunch. Um, Set up more than a few characters in this they do not like or do not want or to be believed or listened to in case they go back and report to law enforcement and try to get away from this group and out them. They won't be believed, they're records, blah, blah, da, 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 da. Or if this group thinks they hold too much information. You've seen that a couple times here, whether you recognize it or not. They really love their setup-y shit, bro, around here. Right? It's like Nick and all them playing all you motherfuckers for fools for all these years that we're chasing her down, but then they call him 2 seconds before I'm like, God, man. But then they set up whatever crime would. I mean, like, come on. No. Look at fucking Nick and Jimbo and fucking Ernie and that other Fred or Frank or whatever the fuck it was. Like, dude, they set up a whole crime, a fake one. Even mind fucked their own kids that didn't know any better, Like, just, they created a whole fake missing child. But the child was real, but the child had left, but because of the manipulation both sets of parents agreed on, so they could all play with Ernie and everything, so they get another case here. You know how terrifying that is? If that don't tell you to what degree real life shit this group can get up to, I don't know what would. So, you know, these people love their setupy shit. And somehow I don't know. Look, they're just a criminal organization doing criminal organization shit, okay? Bunch of weirdos, freaks, geeks. Filled with monsters. Worse than those they're proclaiming they're hunting half the time. But, more than half. Most of these some bitches you see as creators, dude, they're worse than anything. Man, look at Arctic Fox and shit, bro. And do you know how many times and cycles we've had of characters like that being finally outed? Or, what's wild is, I've seen this group hide some they've known for really like 2 decades online are child predators. From like Howard Stern days and shit. Hide them under many names and bring them back in every case. Under different names, voice changers, and eventually out them again. And they know they're child predators. Now, if I don't tell you something, I don't know what does. But, there's just so much. Either way, that right?
Fred just tapped and said, Judy, Sue, and Andy, I'm going to see that Summer gets her justice, he said. So that's a message to you guys, Judy, Sue, and Andy. Fred's going to make sure. So, I mean, you shouldn't have a problem with it. You should be happy, right? That should be great news, right, Dawn, Candace, Jody, Sue, and Andy?
And also, one asked, I wanted to rerun that by Dawn and Candace. I don't know. Weird. Hold on. Yeah, I felt the same way. This is another part to that.
She doesn't have any. I mean, I haven't gone there because it's like, I don't, she doesn't have anything to do with summer, but.
Oh, so it doesn't have anything to do with summer. Huh. But you dox the shit out of it and you help Tiffany Marie both through a truck shit cause heart attacks to this person, all the shit, right? And then here you are showing my messages, yeah, but you've not really gone here with how creepy and skeezy the wrong person, wrong profiles, all that shit. Because they don't have anything to do with summer. Huh, that's odd. So, why are you going there now with lies and shit in the public, whatever? Huh, it doesn't have anything to do with summer. I'm gonna say this short from tonight. Ain't aging well so far into my life now.
Hey guys, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of update because I did say that I would keep you guys all up to date on the court filings. As many of you guys know, I have taken down all my content and put it on private. I have warned people for several months that I was thinking about doing this. I'm needing a break, and yeah, I'm just needing a break from YouTube for a while. I took that down on the 12th. Yesterday, I finally got an email that my harassment defamation lawsuit has been accepted, and there is a court date.
Harassment and defamation, you say? With this fake shit like you run about my family members and others and myself and the prostitution, all that shit. Defamation, harassment. Fred says he's gonna get justice, Jody Sue and Andy. Let me do a drive-by by your house, Jody Sue. Let me try to get you murdered with Blue Solo, Jody Sue. Me and Fred both. Oh, and let's put a target on your son's back while he's active in the military with false lights and shit. Try to get him killed too. Let's pretend your son did XYZ, Jody Sue. What are you talking about? Defamation and harassment, homie. What about that slave shit? The Jiffy don't 6 up and copy and paste and the threats there and the repeat in the green eye shit and you conducting the orchestra of the D's and the Nuts and the Scott H's and the you and Fred turning the cog in between and little local siphoning shit to you from places. And what do you mean, Fred just drove by and you just drove by and everybody just drove by and oh my, and you're just gonna yell back? I mean, what? What? Oh, and let's not forget the day you helped this crew print in cycles to target my kid and Andy Moss 5150s and everything else planned that then went on to actually just like, oh, that was extreme. Let's talk about harassment. Let's talk about slander and defamation. Ziggy. Let's talk about true stalking. I mean, you've left enough evidence of it. You and Fred have admitted to enough of it, and I can't recall one time that I ever, ever drove by your shit, contacted exes, went after your kid, drove by your families, didn't drive by fucking Fred. Like, like I made a drive on Ben Hill itself, but the fuck. But yeah, I don't recall getting up to no fuck shit. Right? Nope. I don't recall talking no shit about your parents or putting your family shit on whatever, or pretending. I mean, hell, I could pull up some random profile too this whole time. And all these years, and I'm like, look, this is Ziggy's da 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 da, and they're, look at this. They're like, the worst person. Ugh. Your mom is hypersexualized or this and that. Yeah, I could have done any of that. I didn't. I know Fred's parents. I wouldn't do that to them. And I know shit about him and his family. I ain't said, ain't gonna, ain't got no reason to. Uh, I ain't, you know, I ain't made no shit up neither. So there's that. I mean, do tell us again about defamation and harassment and real stalking.
For next month, May 19th. That's a short time for me to get everything done that I need to do, but I'm on it because unfortunately I will have to do this by myself. Legal aid told me that there is no type of free legal aid for these types of filings, neither the copyright infringement lawsuit nor the harassment lawsuit. So yes, that was accepted yesterday. And like I said, I'm needing a little bit of a break from YouTube, but here, let me go ahead and show proof of the filing. Right here, as you can see, there is the filing, and as you can see, it says the case opened as a new filing. March 31st is when I attempted to put it through. However, it was not filed until April 13th. So there you go. So guys, I appreciate, whoa, what's going on there? I appreciate all you guys. I just need time away. I'm tired of everything, all the drama. I have other things going on, and really, I'm not liking my content being used for drama and being switched around and made into something completely different than what it was intended. It was intended to help in some ways and help get the truth, and it's turned.
You don't like your content being used and twisted and made and everything you've ever done is to help something.
Definitely some interesting I mean, I haven't gone there because it's like, I don't, she doesn't have anything to do with Summer, but.
Huh. Well, I believe, ma'am, you have a problem here. This content you did based on my life and lies and fake profile, all this shit, and my romance is shown, but with fake profiles to make them look certain ways and defame and slander them after. I mean, was this before or after you gave him a fucking heart attack with Tiffany Marie? And after y'all giving me mine. Seriously. So if it's not about Summer, what's this about? And then, well, here you are tonight saying that your whole channel is just to help Little Summer. Little Summer. And all your content, you don't appreciate it being twisted. It's always there just to help her. But, dun, dun, dun. You got a big lane out. So that means this is absolutely just pure slander, harassment, defamation, libel. Yeah, that's great. Well, alright. You think Sixer might could use this in court somehow? Oh, I don't know. I could probably text. Eat this right on, right? Among other things. Anyway, let's see what else.
Definitely some interesting things
It is really funny though, like all the critters her and Scott H built, in this group uh, to target the fuck out of my ass from the night the Dr. Phil and news pieces aired and all that, right? Come out of the gates, man, that night. Anyway, in 21. But it's funny, right? Her and CZ, like the same motherfucker. As soon as I was getting shit gets hidden, and they all like, I'm perfect angel. And then also that one does the I'm pretend super nutbag. And this one plays and it's like, oh, but it ain't even for that, man. It's all bullshit. It's like neither they like. Now, all I'm saying is, I don't know. She ain't got a lot going on. She's probably gonna be. Let's hope.
Into it's never changed. I always hoped that something would change. It never has. So for now, it's gonna stay like that. I'll just leave it my little.
No, she's always hoping for change, but nothing ever changes. It's always trying to. Really? Maybe you're the creator of most of it around here, and the little fucker around her in the background, you and Fred. I don't know. It sounds like you're just hiding on your shit because you're a coward ass little punk bitch who wants to eat away evidence, like many of you have, including McDonough. Fuckers. You try so hard. If only we were that easy. If only. You people make me laugh. I love it. Anyway. Oh. Oh, there's Harlow.
Maybe I can just show like one thing. So I won't go into it too much because now let me tell you, Jody Sue's mom is very. I think she's very pretty. Like
It's not even my mom. Not her profile. And they all know it. But Benny picked this up too, so many.
she's very.
Oh, here it is. Here's level line. I wish I could be a fly on the wall while Jody Sue watches his first live. Oh, dear Ziggy. Who do you think level line would I? Oh, LT Gilder. Who do you think he's talking about, Arnie? Oh, that was definitely Andy. I love your all's preparedness.
Very pretty. People said that about Jody Sue's sister, but honestly, Jody Sue and her sister look like really alike. Like they don't. They look a lot alike, except one's got dark hair and one's got light hair, in my opinion. But who I think's like really beautiful is Jody Sue's mom. She's like really fit.
Oh God. She just takes so many people's looks, but like she does dope and whatever has in their purses or medicine cabinets. Till she ain't got no self confidence and you're an eternal junkie without telling us any of that. You know, pictures of a small mind.
Like she has a.
And there you go. They were leading up to Andy's first life. GG of 7. I think JSB was abused, but I also think she was the aggressor in that relationship. No, not even goddamn once. No. Love the rhetoric, that's great. Everybody's just heard and japped around here. It's been popular for a few years. None of you can explain away what the fuck he was doing abusing our children, though. I'll wait for that. Were they the fucking aggressors? Did they deserve that mental, emotional, physical abuse? It may. Alright. Y'all ain't ever gonna talk about that, though. Marlena Clausen. What will JSB come out with tomorrow? I don't know. Something else Ziggy could, and probably they'd use as content.
Just got.
Because this shit's meant to trigger me on this side, plus fuck my family, do all the shit, public perception.
body for her age. She's just pretty.
Lovely lyrics, and then a form of contact and harassment.
But there's definitely some weird.
Scott was passing out the links in Ziggy's. Oh my.
Things with that one. Hold on, let me see.
People are speculating now that she'll probably stream them on live.
Let me look real quick. Just
not about selling Ziggy's merch.
So I was kind of shocked. I'm like, man, why is there so much? Let me just say, there is so much like sexual perversion surrounding this case.
See, that was not part of it. I just. Okay. Meanwhile, you've got the pervious perv off of being. Well, over and Dawn. You know what? I don't know. But. Oh, Lord. And, you know, generally speaking, I can't really name anyone else around that knows some selling their asses for green cards, 10K or less. Honestly, I can't think of many inside of Beach Creek or, you know, that would even fuck Fred Hill for free. Let alone even millions or otherwise. You know, no shit. They usually had to be doped up out their fucking gourd to get any shenanigans with him tomorrow. But that's beside the point, okay? Yeah. But I'm not even kidding. That ain't even like, I mean, like, it makes my skin crawl. Like, everything turned cold. I got the goosebumps. Like, even saying it out loud. You know what I mean? Y'all, she tried hard to ride that dick to a documentary, bazillions. I mean, don't get me mistaken. She made a fuck ton off everybody, so's Fred. Some others, I assume the token crew of all of them. Right? I'm sure others, I don't know. But yeah. Right. I'm gonna stop that, because, ew.
This is a small amount.
Let me see here.
They got to change their plans because
I can't listen to that shit.
So that's why, I jumped up here because I was like, well, I can jump off if need be or what.
Morning?
No, 11 or 12 at night.
At night? Oh, really? I would
hotline
think
use-
the later calls, like, would be the, like people.
Scott and Ziggy, I just love it.
Do you get a call? Yeah, oh yeah. In between, we've kept her pretty busy here recently with with everything else. But
Scott and his perpetual sniffing, am I right? Yeah, kept me pretty busy. Him and Ziggy and the planning squad of this YouTube. What was that with? Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah. In between, we've kept her pretty busy.
I'm sure y'all recognize some of those bits from when I played the
I hate to schedule something, then end up getting a call. And I hate to schedule something.
I repeated a few.
Yeah, oh yeah. In between, we've kept her pretty busy here recently with with everything else. But yeah, going back to the, I'm sorry. Remember,
That was Benny and Scott and everybody else was Ziggy too.
you get a call.
Like worth watching. If you guys, what was your life about, Scott? Because you said
I didn't do one. I didn't do one today. Schedule anything on the days that I've got the hotline.
you think? Oh, I'm sure she's freaking out. I don't watch. Has she been mentioning it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In between, we've kept her pretty busy here recently with.
Scott and Ziggy, they think it's funny. What were they keeping me busy with intentionally? You know, monster orders in place, all that, you know, boxing, stalking. Scott's local friendly stalkers connect with Fred, crew, Ben Hills, certain dope places, planted things, Marlena, whatever, you know. Especially, but this was earlier than that. But yeah, you know, definitely certain characters already applied, even then. Wildly enough. Sure did.
Could have sworn I had.
Well, though, for the number of years you served and stuff, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So now they're all. Yeah.
Alright. There's something I want out really bad on Green Eyes right now, but this ain't the place for it. And that's not been the same public place. So I'm just gonna keep out and back for a bit, for another time. Cause I have questions, but I don't. But I don't. I may post that one as a short bit.
I beat the shit out of you.
You know, they'll go tell it. You're looking for those two things: a digital.
That was Benny. One of his many hidden things.
You sure he's not back here?
I don't see him.
Not like that.
Let's move him lay down.
Oh, God, look at all of that.
What?
Christ.
Hey, it's Benny Keys. You know who this character is right here, right? I'm blessed to be.
There's something I'm looking for. I can't remember I put it earlier. Oops. Maybe it's here. Let's see. No, that can't be it. Yep.
Okay. Because I have a.
Usually during
Hi,
Elementary school diet.
Mm. 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 Yep. Oh. Now there's gonna be a reason I'm gonna go ahead and let you listen to this bunch of horse shit that AB made up. Along with somebody playing something dark side already back then. Dates on this too, let me tell you. Anyway, there's a reason tonight. I'm gonna let you hear this. Cause it's long ago vanished too.
Wondering is this. Another thing I keep wondering is this. How?
I want to point out this is 43 local claims. JSB is a sketchy narc. Alright. Okay.
Red Lawson in hell, he died.
Now look at this shit, y'all. Whose piece is he playing off of then? I'll be goddamned if it ain't D's nuts. No shit. That'd be D. Huh. It's interesting, these little critters hanging around. Uh-huh. Anyway, so this right here, this giant ass speech, written and typed out, um, this is Dixie in Tennessee mountains. Boy, she must not have stuck around long. I don't know. AB, the king of the fake reviews, the fake product reviews, the fake this, typing that. I don't know. Some of these just love the imaginary right whenever garbling in certain shit. But you see, when you base this on what Piper, Andy, Scott, Penny, Jenny, Adrian, TM, BK, Solo, all the bullshit crew, Ziggy and Fred most certainly have fucked around, done, put shit in play. It don't even belong. I don't even know the fuck they're talking about, who the fuck they're talking about, but hey, whatever, right? Also, they're talking about my animals. This was something very big that was occurring at certain times. It was very Jenny and Adrian led. Um, and I also do play the role in I just love Trojan horses. They're amazing. Doug, I still remember him looking down at the live stream again when he was kicking his own ass and he shit faced someone out. Fucking around with dude, you're one of the dumbest motherfuckers ever, Jody Sue. I was like, if only you knew that. I don't know, dumbass who took fake Australian titty pics, like fucking Phoebe Australia. It's like a thing around here, some with Australia. I mean, I can't help it. That's what Doug did. That's what the group did to Doug. It just is what it is. There's a whole thing there. But anyway, I thought, you dumb motherfucker. Alright, you think you're cheeky. But okay. And then I just waited. Things. Right. So anyway, yeah. I was like, you're the dumb son of a bitch if you think I don't know the fuck, right? Anyway, this is Dixie, Tennessee Mountains. Anybody ever see that name again more than like there? I'm gonna bet not. And if you did, it wasn't for very long. Shit, now that I mention it, might come back out of the bushes somewhere in the blocks. What y'all say? They have a habit, don't they? Alright. This reads, I am local in Hawkins County and I know people who know Jody's suspect stew. I'm sorry, who started calling me that again? Oh yeah, Jenny and Adrian and them. Yeah. Loaf, stew, spew, stool. Yeah, so I wonder where all it's coming from. And then they're just conveniently using Scott H's BC that's built up by him and Z and the rest of the crew, at least played the opening, la. It's amazing, isn't it? Wonders will never cease. That thing's had many names over the course of all this time.
It was his fault.
Refer back to the Sasquatch. Also, long ago, I do recall posting a photo that's got it posing in bodybuilder with like the Daria gym coach, one eyeball popping out, meth head style. It's nuts. So anyway,
I'm local in Hawkins County, and I know people who know Jody's suspect stew. They all say you can't trust her. She lies all the time. She will rip you off in a heartbeat, and she's a narc. She ratted out Red Lawson in hell. He died in jail, I do believe, too. But what I think is strange is her mom has 2 sheds buildings right across from where the Big Reaper dog was tied up at.
Who was pumping that shit up, too, by the way? Oh, yeah. Brainworms PA, Jenny, Adrian, do pebbled that right on the penny. When she got work, all these things. A cheese wrapper that shit put up. Well, she did many things. Hey, you catch a motherfucking Trojan, right? So you can't ignore it publicly, otherwise. Anyway, so yeah, it was that crew. This crew. But the thing is, AB, y'all listen closely, right? What had happened the night before this?
The dog died like the rest of her animals. R.I.P. Reaper. But these two buildings are weird to me. Her mom has a mailbox.
This was trying to get people to intentionally harm and to be able to identify certain things, this, there, whatever, right? That's all it is. It's a form of targeted harassment, enabling people to rely, trying to give some, you know. It's like Jenny needing to do all this stuff. He can get somebody killed, the kid, but oh, they're gonna do it anyway. With who? Where? What? Scott's, Andy's, Piper's, Becca's was his as hopefully. Boy, I come across some.
And you can look at these two buildings on maps, zoom them in, and look at them. It looks as if someone could be living in or staying at the front building, IDK. I have a few pics and videos of them as I have drove by there a lot with my job. I have a few recordings and pics of myself too. Also, someone played a recording the other day of DW saying,
why would anybody care if they had recordings of themselves too? See, that's the inclusion of something bullshit. A job, you say, yeah. Uh-huh. Alright.
You had seen a red truck that looked like it was spray painted black. Well, there's one sitting there on Jody Sue's mom's property right now like this, and don't...
See, they're implying another vehicle they've been painted long set eons for, yeah. See, just anything to get us targeted, harassed, all sorts of shit. While the world pretended it. I don't know, feds, law enforcement, etc. hadn't been here, didn't know where it was, didn't know his vehicles, hadn't vetted half of them from before you all ever even knew our fucking, well, most of you out in the world didn't know our names. Other than the hunting and acquisition part of the investment team, federal law violating brigade here. Alright? Yeah. Interesting. All these little things and how they're so massive and what they're intended for and what they do and how they affect and how they destroy, and that this shit can really get people murdered, and these people are doing it online in a group with the markers there of the group, with one who you can clearly see has been harassing for years, just like all the others. And this one was built up by Scott H. And others too, at least that's where they hung out. Shay, this one, Crystal, the rest, the nature, oh my god, you name it, overlooking a bunch of that's where they come from, that motherfucker. But that's where I hung out at steadily in the chats, right? But it's him, the others, they definitely had built and ready to go Facebook or YouTubes and shit for him, you know, some videos in the background so he could roll out. Conveniently, like I said, on the night that the WJHL piece and Dr. Phil shit here. Talk about intended and intentional.
Her mom has a red Toyota Tacoma pickup truck too. It's actually sitting in the picture on the maps. If you look at the building, you will see.
Who else was doing all that? Oh yeah, Tiffany Marion, Jenny and Adrian. Oh yeah, and then these motherfuckers went on. And I just want to remind you that this was not long after my sibling had passed. So they were doing all this fuck shit. Targeting Muslim women otherwise. Knowing she was great. Can't imagine why the woman had a heart attack. And while it was there, and we knew that the whole world was dogpiled on me and mine and targeting and attacking, and I ended up with heart attacks, all the fuck shit, undergoing my own health shit on top of that, and knowing the entire time that none of us had done anything to Summer. But I guess the world was entertained, right? Anyway, And then watching creators literally do and enact and reenact and do and reenact and retell and do this bullshit together in a group that can really get people murdered. And they don't know their ass in the hole in the ground about.
See it. I went to school with Frank Wright, and he's no good either.
Oh, dear
Never
God.
has been. Crooked as hell, both of them, SMDH. I agree with the caller. Jody would have called Andy and told him that Law was there, knowing he probably was carrying some weed, and didn't he just smoke a bowl before he got home?
They literally see somebody discern that off my messages from the 15th between India, and they agree with the caller that I would have called Andy. Oh, you mean Michelle? Who's been yeeted into this group since, I don't know, Boswell with Scott H and the rest, and the Jamie Wilsons and everybody else's in my mind has really tight ties to Arnold's Bites. Particular shit mentioned here. Yeah. All the rest, things. A couple stalkers, Scott H. Yeah, it's fun. You mean that one? When AB was then using order of protection, Michelle gets her ass up on the panel, says she and others are stalking, da-da-da-da-da, come by here doing shit. Everything that bitch says is a fucking lie. She just wants to be a pick-me, right? I don't know the bitch from Adam's house cat. And I did call others. And I was like, I better have this bitch, whoever she is, when I figured out who she was and how she was kidding, that was really her real name. What the fuck? Are you kidding me, homie? So knock it off. Have her knock it off, because I know her ass. But I did try to contact her. Be like, fuck, who are you and what the fuck? She was too much of a bitch to answer the phone. Imagine that. I love how she's come out again real recently and real hard, but I heard tell like years ago she was dead or dying or incapable of stalking or getting up to fuck shit. And she's been told to knock it off. But here she is, and she's only around 6, and then she's appearing lately in PG. You know, the usuals, right? The usual suspects online. Anyway, yeah. Weird though. Michelle was so stupid, she didn't have cell phone service to call anybody. Andy is trying to call anyway in case of a fucking emergency, and boy, I wouldn't have given a fuck if he'd driven through a goddamn roadblock with like 9 kilos on him. I'd been like, alright, bye. See, I don't think y'all know me at all, turns out. Anyway, I don't warn that motherfucker about shit. Even then, I'm like, fuck it. Fuck that dude. So anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would have taken my time out from looking for Summer. To call a useless motherfucking punk ass bitch that ain't no up anyway. Couldn't do anything, like, what was he gonna do? Hit the gas bar, pull out a stall, wipe it off real quick. What the fuck? I was worried and in the middle of real time, real life situation. Why in the hell would I waste time calling a motherfucker that ain't ever saved nothing or nobody in his whole ass life? That ain't the motherfucking call for help. Alright? Seriously. Just ain't, man. Either way. I mean, hell, the dude, like, for all the weeks later, some bitch couldn't even get his punk ass out of the car or nothing else. Like, go searching around, find locations or whatever else that seemed this there, you know what I mean? And, I mean, y'all seen me post some of those things. The dude's like, oh, my stomach. I'm like, right, you little bitch. Yeah. I get it. Prospect and the idea of finding something's horrifying, but dude, grow up here. Alright? Grow up here. Yeah. This is really the guy I'd call. Some bitch could even jump in a pool after her own if he thought something was, which it wasn't, but, like, really? Anyway, but I didn't have cell phone service. So that tells you how much some of y'all's critters and your little tokens and all that shit in the little token group there and the local T-ears are, telling you and misleading you and doing whatever, but they've done your dirty work, right? And none of them know fucking jack shit about NFP. Yeah, I agree with the caller. I would have done that. Caller's a jackass liar. This one's obviously a thing under a fake name. Maybe he can prop up like he does his cookie smurf elfin dope shit he illegally eats across from Canada. And the reviews on that.
I think she would have warned him. I think they're all in cahoots to try to get some dollars.
And then to make it about money, bitch. No, for starters. And I wouldn't warn him shit. Like, I don't, man. Mind blown, right?
I keep wondering is this. Another thing I keep wondering is this. How the F is Andy and Jody Sue going to buy property when they have no money for nothing at all? Doesn't
What are they even talking about? Property or money buying? What? I don't know.
else wonder this shite besides me?
We're talking about buying property. Now, I don't know about Monster. He come on here with Piper immediately out of the gate saying he was just here for money and yada yada, get a camper to get away from big bad me, but turns out he was being taken to court. Him and Stahl couldn't behave either. And by a landlord they'd already robbed and everything else, and he got busted and all that shit. And then, well, eventually he gave him a camper somehow, and it's sitting here like a quarter mile from my ass where he's it's gotta be, but the whole time been driving by doing all the fuck shit. As you can see clearly, still ain't stopped with Stall. They implanted themselves around a convenient Marlin Fred setup cycle too in time, especially in 24 forward. And stuff as Ryan wanted to play games and everybody, they really can't get enough of this. So they gotta like try to follow my ass around, or they try to put stuff in, formulate script, write shit up, see if, whatever. They do things. So, as you can see, old Jump Out Boy, the place he knows we've gone since we were kids, and my favorite special coffee place. Really, guy? Tell me again, you put yourself up there just to harass or make it look like I was doing. No. Tell me again, you're gonna try to set up shit. No. Tell me again, you and Becca ain't up there working so you can keep eyes and ears out and on for Ryan and everybody else, and Marlene ain't circling bargaining like Fred's people ain't doing shit still, and all the shit. Really? Fuck out of here. Bro, what? Fuck out of here. Anyway, so yeah, the color. Yeah. Anyway, that's the shit, right? Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's like those skeletons once fed to Penny. And I do mean fed. Because they seem to be, her and Scott having a taint on them, like a hard dick for Lois and others. Let's see where we can take this to go. And then they were trying to feed out fake feds and shit. Obviously, Ziggy's one of the only ones in possession of the copy and paste // Jiffy Doe accounts, like the 6-up marker. It's fine. Don't pay attention to the man behind the mask. And boy, wasn't that before 6 got yeeted off coming from the group, like lockdown and all that, and separated from Ziggy. Ziggy was already separated from MGO, which is our buddy, and then got really pissed, and then might have thought she was in trouble, maybe, for something. So anyway, all I'm saying is this, is that, shit, what was I saying? It's fine. Give me a second. I'm getting older, folks. It's happening to me. Oh, skeletons, that's it. And I'd love to play the little song she had for the bed and everything. Like, it's like, no, don't do that, though. Oh, gosh. She's like, whoa, whoa. It's great. Anyway, I mean, after their attempted setups of Lawson and shit I was seeing, all the fuck shit, all the pieces I hold, they don't think I hold still that really damn the group. I could have probably put out from the beginning of, the end of 21 and just with everybody, everything immediately, but patience is a fucking virtue. So, anyway, um, one day, maybe soon. But anyway, these little skeletons, right? Fed out to Penny. Fed her is one thing. Mm-mm. Truth is, certain folks mentioned here are the ones that push certain folks out in front of things. And then I still, honest to fuck, most shit y'all put her, I don't even know the fuck and what the fuck any of these people are. But, I will tell you that certain kings maybe took themselves down, even their own, like things that push things in front of certain vehicles. Because certain things were done real fucking weird, shitty things. Yeah, who wants the truth, though? Depends. That's what happens when kings are gonna get real fucking pissed at their own. It didn't take the lessons learned right. Learn not to be tee fucking tokens and operate in the Shadowlands correctly. Want to be a bunch of worthless, pathetic, junky ass attention getting morons who couldn't function and could only be users and not kings. Who want to do real weird shit or take fortunes or do weird shit with things kings actually love. And the kings we're gonna have no part of. Kings will do that, man. They'll even take down their own. I guess they can smell worthless even if it's of their own blood. But that's the truth in the Shadowlands. Shadowlands don't hear none of that shit, though. Whatever. Yeah, I believe certain kings were like, sorry, certain folks did shit and you had to beat all three of their asses at one place at one time. I'll keep them in check, you know? It's about how much they thought of their own, and especially those who push certain people in front of certain shit. Unlike the skeletons fed to Penny, to ferret out what Penny and Scott's real big problem was around certain setupy shit and Q and all them trying to set up certain law enforcement, sheriffs and shit like that. It just had the wrong flavor on it, man. It's like, I don't think I may not be a fan of folks, obviously. I've been like fuck lost and on. That's for my own reasons, man. It's obviously got to do with my Nandy shit. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. But I ain't gonna sit there and let y'all set up innocent motherfuckers just because y'all want to play some goddamn YouTube criminal federal shit. Look at what y'all even doing in Guthrie's. Every fucking high profile active case, right? Y'all are trying to cast out on law enforcement, the sheriffs, the feds, the real agencies, real private detectives, real everything, real searchers, to embed and insert your all shit. And I just, by the time I was hitting the ground, running, y'all trying to figure out the fuck you were doing, how you were doing it, all this shit, you know? No, man. I ain't know about that. I don't care if I like motherfucking certain Illy or not. No, I don't think so. And besides, I had a weird flavor on it for me. What's up with a Scott and a certain local group just despising love? Why they want to? It's like it's personal. Almost like it's personal with me. Some of you motherfuckers got a smell to you. I gotta tell you. You do. Either way, Fred here, all that's separate. But I'm just telling you. Skeletons, right? Truth in the Shadowlands. Anyway, you know. It's been a real long life. But yeah, I don't think so. And hitting the ground running and trying to catch up to speed and figure out the fuck. Now the problem, the vendors, flavors, trying to figure out what y'all done in the past, where you come from, all things at once, some overwhelming nature, like man. You know. But I already was scoping enough out to be like, yeah, this is a pattern. But also, whatever the hell is back there with a certain group and certain ones, I don't know. I feel like it's also contagious because now apparently Nana also has the fuck Lawson thing going. Boy, she don't mind to roll up on him, pretend that's actually a meeting, and then record him and put it out in public, does she? She had a problem inserting and driving a dirty school bus over the years. And directing shit at all of us, pretending she's just all innocent. Love it. Anyway, boy ain't her. I just can't. Anyway, you guys. Oh, there was a couple other parts I want to play, but that was, I think, yeah, because colors, right? Certain time frames, certain long-term weapons developed by Scott, Ziggy, and this crew that are still in use. And as you can see, even a couple weeks ago, Ziggy was absolutely directing that same one, same exact one, to go back to what she was doing because she done like 2 off videos, you know. It was get back to basically Jody Sue, Jody Sue, Jody Sue, Jody Sue content, and then the post came from that one about blowing us away at the doors and something about potential death and murder to us, or that Fruit Loop finally being set off enough to come here and do it herself. So, yep, it ain't ever stopped. I don't assume it ever will, and I would also assume by the time I put out some things over the next day or two, things are going to get a little shaky. Like Richter scale shaky. I don't know that I much care these days. If that's what it takes to untwizzle, figure out what resides behind all the bullshit, certain things, see if it's all group oriented. YouTube built, scripted, paid, whatever the needful thing is, the local token group, and otherwise being used by these creators this long, but, or if it's a few things combined. At this point, I suspect it's not all that, and I can tell you there are pieces I can play for you from these creators in the background over the years, very early on, I believe in 21, that are not public or never said public, but it does have them admitting to the final script is essentially laying it off of on a group of locals being the big bad guys and actually being the ones to fuck up shit on purpose. But see, they've used all these little token locals, haven't they? They got a hold of you, you're already built into the groups, and they thought, we can get the dirty work. Then they can eventually make all of you look sus as fuck, or make all of us trying to look at you like you're sus as fuck. Fred's gonna help in that, and they're all going to eat away. Your lives are going to be destroyed even further. Let me tell you something, dear local group critters. I can tell you that some of your own from the very, very beginning made these plans with some of these creators to get to some of your, dope shit, right? That nobody else gives three fucks about. Alright? And didn't. In order to script write this big bad hillbilly junkie Mexican cartel blah 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 bullshittery of Dawn Fred. Everybody else is, I don't know, Russian organ harvesters. And it's made them a fuckload of content, as you can see, while you poor son of bitches are still poor son of bitches. And I gotta tell you, a few of them are realtor and investment team oriented, much like those loony bins you see moving into Stanley Valley associated with this group, crypto, cons around the world, money movements through Africa, all that shit. Anyway, and associate with her Michelle and like hate groups, politics, all that shit. The Tennessee group, Yeah, for many years they've been wanting to wipe out and cleanse Beach Creek. Right. Y'all didn't notice years ago that they have certain holding companies at the front on one county and certain ones, and really the breakup begins at the Light and Ben Hill areas, and if they can't get that split up, and are y'all getting it yet? But there are a whole bunch inside of construction, realtors, investment teams, and shit like that involved in this fuckery here. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, it doesn't matter if you do. I'd imagine some of that's in play here. But I will tell you that a lot of what these people have been doing, turning in, and what they're actually giving up doing everything with, is you all and your families and your businesses. You think you're playing with them to keep y'all safe, or eyes off business, or everybody nice to you. I told y'all from the beginning, you have to be some dumb motherfuckers. And whether or not something resides behind whatever y'all doing with the force group, whatever, there's something there hidden, or someone hidden, where it concerns somewhere in the truth. And I'm going to tell you from pieces of holes that I know are absolute and untainted, by tragedy pimps, and no Ryan, no Teehee games, no Fred, no Marlenas, no this, no millions that, no family members, no knocks, none of the shit these tragedy pimps can touch. I firmly believe there is, and that there is someone exactly hiding behind it or involved in a cover up that others are hiding. I believe that is a very good fucking possibility when a certain few are doing as they are doing. I believe something circles somewhere within 3 areas. Unfortunately, the tampering by this group itself and with you all has made it harder, much like they've intended. And honestly, if the person or persons responsible is not using YouTube and these creators to try to fuck shit up on purpose or playing with them as they do it and shit to try to get away with, I mean, it's like Don over bragging to lockdown. He's real grateful or they'd already be hung. But then the real media, he's like, big bad YouTubers lost their job, social media sucks, right? I think a few are obviously, they learn pretty quick. Look at Leilani and Quentin's group did that with. They really thought they and then look at Karen Reed, that cop killing fucking cunt. Right? Look at what they managed to do in Delphi, not over all these cases. I mean, tell me a capable bitch of Satan. So, if you think that what they're not doing in the end, either way it goes, is fucking all of you all over in your families, that way they can at least get accolades and pats on the back for that, I will tell you that a whole piece is, and that some of your own helped these creators script write that right the fuck up. And I have the proof of it. And who helped them with it. And who intended to be so. Weirdly enough, it's got some shit to do with certain stuff. And that character was on scene well before any of us were public. Right? Yep. Now, here tell around the blocks, that thing and others of you have been blackmailed, shit held over you in your family's heads in order to play with these motherfuckers or thought you'd be kept safe too. No, it ain't. Not anybody's gonna go. And most of you, they're gonna throw off the bridge like a bag full of kittens after they've gotten you all up to the worst of the worst. The stalkering, it'll look like you all are the ones hindering and impeding, doing all the shit. Like, they had you doing shit here and otherwise. Not most of you gonna be yeeted off on charges, so I gotta make it less believable if you do say anything about this group or what they had you up to, or you did, it's one hell of a discrediting thing they do. But look, they'll even do it to their other big creator buddies when the time comes, won't they? Yeah, you've seen that too. If you think you're special, you're not. And if you think at the end they ain't gonna get rid of all of you, or that's planned by them isn't to lay it on all of you all anyway in a group, even if something isn't hiding behind all that, you did wrong. Because I have proof positive from many of the creators in the background that was the intent and the script they were going for from 21. I wonder who all directed it or anything. I mean, I've said this openly for years. And if any of you all think at this point that Jenny, Ryan, Adrian, Big K, T, Ziggy, Fred, I mean, I don't know what we consider Fred now. Fred's that thing nobody wants. Okay? He's not their creator, and everybody here's fed up with his fucking ass. Everybody just wants to punch him dead square in the mouth. I get it. I don't know who's claiming that thing, but whatever. I don't know where that dude falls other than the biggest twizzle fucking conduit known to man. And that, as you can see, wildly enough, for some reason, he's being fed by a certain. And otherwise, him and Ziggy to do certain things, passing it off to other. Oh, shit. Like PG and him, who are actually cool with writing him, that Ziggy and. Oh, shit. Well, they all play you all like fiddles, including six of them. Right? Yeah. All of them. AB, everybody else. I don't know. I could name all of them if you like. I'd rather not. Uh, but yeah, and then it goes right back to that goddamn. All of them lead right back to 110 and that goddamn team of directing dirty bus drivers. And what they've wanted scripted. I don't know. It's weird considering, Ski and Jenny and Adrian and Nina and Chasing and all them want documentaries. And every time that happens, weird shit shifts. 22 and 24. Right? But also they'll tell you it's because certain things are coming out. But well, yeah. Anyway, and then here we go again. It looks like I've been formulating a better looking character into things, or helping take care of another local and plans, and we don't know what they're quite doing or have done yet. But to introduce another one, looks better than Fred or Monster or whatever. I don't know what they're doing with it. Hard telling since 24, ain't it? At least since then. So I don't know. I'm telling you, and I've been telling you. But as far as Ziggy and Fred and this crew, and I will tell you that Ryan and PG are involved in which, and clearly by Jenny's maneuvers and Adrian's and all them's and Monsters in his time frame. And the shit Monster was saying doing to all these things, right? Since a certain same period. And because of the things touching locally and all that shit, and the proof I have that certain things were planted instantly, and I'm telling y'all, slid them where they needed to go instantly as you all touched bounds, made yourselves known to be associated with a Fred, I don't know, two others of Scott's and such, instantly, and then connected yourselves to planted things. I just stopped. Anyway, patience is a fucking virtue. But I figured I'd be more courteous and a little nicer than others and tribes of tokens. They wanted to get up to fuck shit with this group and still are, I would suggest they all knock it off. And I'm not playing games, no bet cards, no tea, no bubbles. I'm telling you, I have enough to prove all of your movements as creators and locals, and the Fred Marlena plant section of shits, along with others that Scott has doing dirty work, along with this group that will include AB, Pergar, and Ryan, etc., which obviously includes Ryan, Jenny, and Adrian, and the Sixer crowd, and Nana crowd. I can't imagine, right? I have enough to show y'all's involvement and the setup-y type shit everything was and how it's put in play, all the things, okay? So, anyway, if you're wondering part of why, and I can only assume that would be why Zig's little sugar. Maybe they're getting little bends. Because here tell, I mean, it ain't just one or two or three, it's quite a few being jerked the fuck up. May style. That have been working with or for this crew, whether they intentionally did so or unknowingly were sent, just thought they played small roles and didn't understand how those things linked. I don't know. I don't really care. I can tell you that certain things absolutely were, because they were feeding shit back off to this group every damn day. They came on purpose to pay. I believe they came from a grassy creek and creekway. Oh yes, they did. And the wild part was certain things in touched us. You know, they acted clearly stupid about this. Um, it was very telling. It's been a very telling 2 years. They suddenly swapped and playing with these fucking critters full tilt. Anyway, I have enough, and I've had enough for quite a long time. Probably since very early on. Alright. But anyway, the point is, I mean, at least in this portion, letting you all run sometimes is sometimes best. Right? Patience. No histrionics at the stop sign, goddammit. And I ain't picking up the phone every 4 seconds. Be like, 911. It ain't gonna happen. Alright? Things will go where they need to go, though, in real time. If they need to go there. And all y'all went there. So, I don't know what to say. But, I don't know what all Zig&Fred have got wind of yet, or the crew. I find the takedown of certain things probably connected with whispers of that. Also their usual, oh my god, the crew's with me. Oh, those lawsuits, we're taking all this shit down, we're taking that. And this ain't the first time Ziggy's done this, ain't the first time the others done it. Six's whole rewrite on history thing. If you think Ziggy's piss ass terrifying Six, I got news for you, that's bullshit. They're just yeeting everything away and what they hope set. But see, it's too late, ladies and gents. It's too late. So anyway, we'll see if it's all just the things in between and the tokens they have going down or yeeting off or potentially getting in little silver bracelets on purpose to try to finish their scripty thing up. Or if they're unaware, either we'll see if it ends up landing on just the little local tokens they've acquired in their group and others right outside of state borders and edges and other areas that are getting bracelets and things. Or if it's just their normal game of take down all the content, right? Hide the crimes thing. But I think it's too late for all that. Okay? I do. So we'll see what's really got things shook. And like I said, tonight was just putting a few things here to get ready for other upcoming things and to be nicer and more conscientious to others here and right around the state borders and things, and they've been to us. Alright? Because chances are those will know exactly who they are and what may be coming. And I'm going to tell you right now that some of that will include things I've not done before. I had no intention of ever doing, but because of these situations and it could potentially lead to certain keys or truths or untwizzling. And that could lead to some or her whereabouts and the arrest of someone. My heart says to, and my brain says, it's time to stop holding back certain things if they can help, especially for people who have done nothing but try to destroy you, sell you off, and you know damn good and well they're making their meth money and everything else on all this other shit with this group, and fucking around with you all for, like, to pick bones that ain't even bones to pick, and I don't want to lower myself to the standard where, but some things matter more than all of us. And, like I said, I could normally give a fuck less about token groups and all the bullshit and all the dope shit and crap. Um, but roles some have played in this shit for years, even before we were public or known to the public. And the potential for what could be done. Might piss some. Oh no, it ain't gonna. It ain't a might. It's a yeah. It's gonna piss some folks off. And that's just gonna have to be the way it is. And despite the irony and hypocrisy of them targeting all of us and doing fuck shit with these YouTubers and otherwise and impersonal all this shit, they'll still be pissed. They'll be like, oh, we know we've been fucking with her hard for like fucking 5 years almost, but fuck her! And that's just gonna be the way it is. Uh, Now, who knows? Maybe it could finally bring around everybody's wet dreams in, right? The worst things for me. I guess, if y'all see it though, I don't know. All I can tell you is I fear no man, no God, and no beast. And to someone like me, it's the worst you can do. Kill me. And seems like a you problem. Me, most of you locals will know this is true. Death and I have a habit of walking together closely. Since I was very young, Death and I got no problems. And I have never had a problem risking myself for the greater good or to fight back against assholes or monsters who want to fuck with me. Dead ass. I think since quite a few of us are kids, we realized. And that I would risk myself for a stranger and no one like, or for the right cause or right reason. And even then, man, it's like monsters, man. And like I told Andy, bitch, if it matters much, you want to take it when he's staring at him, how much you wanted to kill me, and he's gonna say, he'd be beating the shit out of me, something, or he'd be like fantasizing, it's one of his favorite things, tell me he was gonna kill me, whatever, but. And I just calmly be like, alright, motherfucker. Yeah, at certain times, you had to watch what you're doing, If I knew he was in a mood where he would just take my life and not bother the kids, and it would give enough time for the kids to run off to it, or, and he couldn't get them. Then yeah. And I was often like, bitch, if that's what makes you happy, do it. I don't care. I ain't gonna raise a hand. I ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Take it, motherfucker. It's yours. So that's what really does it for you. That's what you really want. Do it. In the calmest, most polite tone you've ever seen. Do it. Ain't shit to me. Death and I are old friends, and I've offered many a monster. But there are many different types of monsters in my life. I've also been willing to give my life many times. For those that don't know, for innocence, young, old, in between. It's proven, it's true, it's not bullshit, it's not, oh, pat me on the back or give me a fucking trophy. It's just how I'm built, man. I was built to help and to run towards things, not away from them, and to risk self if necessary. It's the right thing to do sometimes. Monsters are a bit different. But it's hard to do shit to anyone who has no fear. I would tell you that if it ever comes to that brain one, I'll tell you exactly what I've told the rest. All the monsters. You can take it. Then I'm at peace. And if my corpse could laugh at your sorry ass afterwards, and what a pickle you're gonna find yourselves in, it would. Luckily, I'll be dead, and I won't know anything after that. Here it's pretty peaceful. So, whatever, man. Alright. I'd appreciate it, though, if everybody would save all this shit for later. And let all this shit be untwizzled and crap first. So maybe we can all collectively, as a community, figure out where Summer is. If anyone, any of us happen to know, is responsible. If anyone we know is responsible for any variety of cover up or hiding or using YouTube to hide motherfuckers. That type of shit. You know what I mean? And to actually hear one another for a change. And then after we have all somehow tried to shake loose whatever keys and lights and truths and all that shit are here, or to hear one another, to where maybe all the right people can hear all the right things because somebody somewhere knows something. Then after all that, and we all see Summer brought home to a community she was absolutely born in and of, alright, and we see someone arrested, even if that arrest hurts the whole community. After all that, we can all play in the shadows. Until then, it'd be nice for everybody just knock it the fuck off with these creators. Otherwise, quit playing TE games. Before y'all end up yeeted off the bridge like the Brads or else, can you stop? Because that's what they're gearing for anyway. I ain't lying to you. I have no reason to. And one day, I mean, I'll play it for y'all loud and clear. When the time comes. But I've been telling you outright for years. You aren't their helpers, you're their fucking meal. Alright, you get it? And I don't care what anybody thinks here. Twizzle fucking YouTube, social media, and that crap. Intentional chaos, destruction, da da da. I've said this outright for years. I don't care what fucking monster is responsible for Summer vanishing. It ain't gonna hide you. It will not hide you from the likes of the FBI, TBI, and these specialized units. And it might be different if I had not been able through all these years to look these individuals in the eyes from the time summer vanished and could feel their hearts and souls and just their auras, and to know they're not the type to give up. And they are. I'm not kidding you when I tell you these motherfuckers are. Some of those units, y'all, they're impressive. And you can feel how impressive they are. It's not something I would ever be like, yeah, I gotta you do my fucking cow shit up to get past them. You'd have to be a dumbass. Alright? They ain't none of this shit ever gonna hide whoever's responsible or using it to hide them. Somebody knows responsible, some sort of cover up, anything like that. It ain't gonna happen for you. It might for a while, but not forever. And these aren't the type of men and women that are gonna quit on Summer or anyone else. I mean, damn, look, they just closed a case we all thought was gonna be mystery our whole lives, like, in the Shadowlands. Bro, those are the same men and women working on Summer's case. They closed one of the hardest cases that many men and women have put their heart and soul into for decades. They put closure on that mystery for this whole community and that person's family. These same agents and law enforcement agencies that are working Summers. So anybody trying to get by anything using the chaos factor of YouTube and all the bullshit and attention crap scripting set up in CTN token group and anything like that, I tell you it ain't working. It just ain't. They're gonna find you. I guess all of you around here, or whatever, if the person responsible is located here locally, I assume they've actually not met the specialized units or people or been near them. Otherwise, honest to God, they'd probably just turn themselves in immediately. Swear it's like some of those dudes on some of those specialized teams, man. They just see through your fucking soul and shit. Right? Don't doubt them. I don't. I have faith. Anyway, I think the upcoming things, like I said, are gonna piss few off. I've tried to remain like, nope, ain't gonna this, that, and the other, but you know, but I could no longer do that at this point. And that doesn't mean everybody's everything's whatever. And coming out of it, I'm gonna play blah 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 blah, and for content necessarily means that I'm gonna put pieces where they belong, with those who belong there, and nothing more and nothing less, to show all the things so that others might not only see how this group's working, but how mostly there might be truths and keys behind certain things. And for the right eyes and ears to hear and see certain things. Because I'll tell you, a lot of things, even some things tampered with and shit. They slip, they tell themselves others will know things what they can read things from it. No others locally to know this and the other. And it can make things shake loose if there's something to shake. Maybe. We'll see. So I'm not going to place anything more than what needs to be here. I'm still going to be nice and edit or bleep out certain things, sensitive things, and to try to keep any reign of terror from being rained down upon certain folks. Make no mistake about that. Even if they are assholes and help this group, those local and otherwise will be able to hear and know enough. And I assume the little tragedy pimp, federal violent law, organized criminal bullshit, con ring, cent investment team that this motherfucking place is, right? Once again, it's Exhibit A, the last live put up. Right. First 5 minutes of it. I think it's enough. Anyway, yeah, so that's just how it's gonna go for right now. Um, and I thought this would just, what, is that word I use all the time? Pave it for that direction into where I didn't have to put everything into one, like, 11 hour, 45, 72, 89, right? I don't know. Week long. So, that's where I'm at. And I really need to alcohol my face, because home slice, the shedding is real, and they're making me want to claw my own skin off, man. I keep brushing them, and they get tinier, and I've got enough care to knit a sweater. But it's the season for shedding, and they're making me itch so bad. So bad. They love me, though. I love them. True love, man. Anyway, guys, I'm off here for the night. And I will see you all later. And as always, if you don't care, please do share the DV/Universal Hand Signal for help. It can and does save lives far beyond domestic violence or those trapped an hour and a half, 2 hours away from any help or anything like that, or to get police here in time. It saved lives in health emergencies, those trapped in crimes occurring that can't make a peep, but they can make a hand signal to others who can get them help in time. Abductions, kidnappings, public settings, etc. Health emergencies, those with speech disabilities, strokes, choking, elderly, I mean, you name it. Can does save lives, okay? And so please continue to share that if you can and will. And as always, please do share Summer's picture, information, and call her by name, and y'all know what I mean by information. It does not mean social media. It doesn't mean bullshit, faux entertainment, head talking news shit. It doesn't mean motherfuckers out there up in the Nancy Grace sector fist bumping motherfuckers like Bullhorn and them outside of Idaho 4 Guthrie with Dolly. That's not what I mean. I mean, stick with WJHL, WCYB, Kingsport Times, News Online, Times News Online, Kingsport Times News, Bristol Herald Courier, Johnson City Press, and so many others like that. Real journalists, real investigative journalists, TBI and FBI websites, NEMAC, and there is a Q&A up for summer, just like there is 2 out of the other 3 Tennessee that this same asshole group's embedded and inserted in, and it's the same way. Yeah. As you can tell by the last live in us, well, Keys and I talking about Piper, Andy's original handler. He still realize Heim and Green Eyes and all that shit are behind, whatever. I tried to warn him. But whatever. Anyway. But Piper and all them and this crew did in Idaho 4, right? Yep, same Piper. Wildly enough, she tried to acquire me before Monster. I never got that message, thank God. And then she tried to get with me after too, was begging, was over in my room and all shit. After she did this, hell no, that bitch is crazy. As you can see, what she did 904 too. They're all like that. They all do the things, right? It's just like Jenny and Adrian, Turtle Boy, chasing all that shit up there, and Reed and O'Keefe, and all the other cases they've been doing. And I'm sorry, I just want to put this in there. Since when does open source intelligence mean acquiring that from those who actually hold positions in, say, like DCS or CASA, or are around like court systems, or even like certain little sectors of jobs like realtors and shit like this, or just businesses that have access to systems to run all of people's personal data illegally, allegedly, supposedly, like Nana and others are doing. Yeah, and other shits like, Audrey, who's rearing her ugly face up again, and other things. And then using people like Allie and others to gain access to people's private medical records and shit, and you'd off into your court watching group for forever before you finally show your ugly faces in public and Summers and otherwise. I mean, how many years you been doing it? That's not open source, honeys. That ain't. That's using a bunch of motherfuckers with access to shit they shouldn't. And here too, I think Jennifer was one of those too. And so were so many others around you and still are. Make no mistake about that. I don't call that open source. I call that people illegally using their goddamn jobs to eat you off info illegally, and that you're using and eating out to others. And then pretending you're that good of researchers or hackers or databasers. Yeah, that's what I call that. I call it a whole bunch of criminal, a whole bunch of motherfuckers that shouldn't be in the positions they're holding, misusing them, and doing criminal shit. That's not above the board. See, that's the reason y'all ain't working for the FBI and shit when they do those competitions for that type of thing. That's why. Many of our turns them in, they weren't supposed to get off the tram or Dutch. Yeah, no shit. There are real web sleuths that really do use open source, and then they're just this pathetic bastard group. And they're little helpers for all the decades in all the cases. And shit, if you sling in a fake sleigh that's been in 40 cases, like Chasing New, or a fucking sunflower, or a fucking ICU, I mean, poof, magic, right? According to Chris McDonough, on down and across and sideways and above and beyond, and Tricia at Web Sleuths, where Jenny and Adrian, oh, and Scott. Let's not forget Scott was there too. It's fine. Anyway, oh, and Jamie Wilson. It's fine. Anyway, I just want to know when that's what open source intelligence means. And then also, there's always a fucking Australian in the mix of that. Because don't get me started back there to the Australian when it Keys started with. It also helped Cam and Alley. Don't do it. I'm not sure if those are different or the same as the quilters and the several Australian fake titty picture tapers, setupers that we have around here. It's hard telling. It's like all the Lynn's and the Lou's and all of them. They're crazy. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night. Please continue to share Summer's picture, information, called by our name. And like I said, that does not mean social media. That does not mean talking head news, bullshit, motherfucker, original tragedy pimps like the Graces. Doesn't mean any of that shit. Doesn't mean even any of our dumbasses speaking in or around this. Because get this shit. Ain't none of us shit. So, and we are just what we are. And unfortunately, it's us sometimes. But, we ain't here, my dogs. We ain't. So, stick with the real guys, real feds, law enforcement agencies, and real journalists, investigative journalists, etc. And I will encourage you to do that for any and every case you see these creators in this criminal ring latch onto or try to claw their way into. and try to enact the same scripted horse shit, destruction of, intentional acquisitions of. That's the best way to always help those like Summer, Sebastian, Layla, Holly, and etc. And any other cases, Lilies and Jacks and Harmonies and Dylans and, you know, everybody across the board, man. Cash, Classic, Sincere, Hera, all of them. Guthrie, Idaho, all of them, man. There's been so many, too many, and it shouldn't be even one more. And never again. With this group and what they're able to do and how real life they go and how such little quote creators and damage they can do to so many time after time, plus crisscross between politics, launder, crypto, this and that, rub hands, be real criminals, affect our political landscape, take rights, freedoms from those like lockdown and MGL non-ministry of potatoes in Florida to all Floridians, trying to stop them and make laws so tragedy pimps couldn't tragedy pimp in their state. But it got turned around on them and used against them. So we can't normalize this, look away from it, and change needs to happen. Anyway, y'all enjoy the spec, the dance of life, the vast cosmos, your favorite tune, your favorite critter, your favorite snack. Always tell those you love that you love them in and outdoors as they come and go. Best advice is don't go to bed angry. Alright? And don't go to sleep to true crime. Alright? And, watch out for yourselves on these Jurassic Park streets. You too are their mills. Keep that in mind. You don't want to end up like that poor old lady over with Doug and tattoos. Or your whole house signed off to some weirdo. Or Nick or Ernie and several others splitting that shit. Or a Trish fighting over your damn wheel. Alright. Anyway, you guys. Be careful out here on these streets. Know what's amongst you and a whole lot of predators in the bushes watching. Helpful little con scammer fishers for these creators are in the chats with you and watching you as well. And just know that most of these creators are bigger monsters than they'll ever be hunting. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good evening, wherever y'all are. I will talk to you soon. Peace, my dudes.